Rise. Yes, case number 341 on the calendar in the matter of Coughlin versus Noel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Coughlin, it is your claim that this young lady, I assume this young lady, vandalized your car. She was a friend of your daughter's. They played together. For some reason, they had a misunderstanding, and you claim that she took a rock, scratched your car. Ms. Noel says that her daughter was not alone. Don't deny that she did it, but you say she was not alone, and that in retaliation for that, your son slashed the tires on her car. So she's got a counterclaim. Are you neighbors?
Yes. Yes.
How far away do you live from each other?
Right next door.
What was the date of the incident involving your car?
August 29th, 2004.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see pictures of the car. What makes you think Sequoia damaged your car?
They were all outside playing, all the children, with Katara, and Katara came in the house crying, saying that Sequoia upset her. So I said, okay, we'll stay in the house. After that, I went out to do laundry, and I noticed a big scratch on the side of my car.
Okay. Now, what proof do you have that Sequoia did that damage to your car?
It's in the police report. She had admitted doing it.
Can I see the police report, please? Sequoia, you want to tell me why you scratched the car?
Because her and her husband and her son, they were constantly keep calling me like retarded, well, I don't want to say
it.
They kept calling me and
That's
stuff.
not true.
Shh. And they kept going on with it, and I only thing that I did was tell my mom.
So that's why you scratched the car?
Well, they were calling me retarded and stuff.
I'm asking you a question. That's why you scratched the car with a rock? You can't do that. Did your mother tell you you couldn't do that? Well, you can't. If somebody says something nasty to you to hurt your feelings, that makes them wrong. That makes them not smart. But that doesn't give you the right to damage their property. Got it? Did your mother tell you that?
Yes.
Okay, how much is it going to cost to fix the paint on the car?
Approximately $921.
Do you have an estimate?
Yes, I do. It was scratched before. The estimate I do have, I'm sorry, is $361.56.
361.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you want to tell me about the damage to your car and when that happened?
September 19th.
What happened?
I went to take my son to his football game. I came back to pick her up to go to the football game. I came back downstairs and my tires were sliced.
Who did it?
Well, I assumed my next door neighbors did it.
Well, what proof do you have that they did it?
I didn't have any proof at the time.
Do you have any proof now?
Actually, I have a witness that overheard her son bragging about the second time they sliced my tires 3 days after that.
I'll hear the witness. You're the son, I assume.
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up. Tell me who you are.
Tanisha Cooley, their babysitter.
What do you know about the tires being slashed on Mrs. Noel's car?
The day after the tires were slashed in school, me and my friend were walking down the hall. We were walking behind him and his friends. And I heard him saying that, yeah, yesterday me and my dad sliced our neighbor's tires.
And when you heard that, what did you do?
Right after school, when Chanel came home, I told her and my mom.
Same day,
Yes.
is that right? Were you angry?
Yes, I was.
And what about your father? Was he angry?
Yes.
That's not a way to respond. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
So why did you do it?
I did not.
So you're telling me this young lady is lying about
Yes,
this
I am.
Yes. Why do you think she would make up a story like that?
I don't know.
Who would you think would have another motive to slash their tires?
Nobody to my knowledge.
Not you or not your father? So you think she's lying?
Yes.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the police report, please? And sit down. Could you stand up, please? Is this young lady your daughter?
Yes.
I want you to think back to the 23rd of September. I want you to tell me about the conversation you had with your daughter when she came home from school.
She told me that she overheard Michael saying that him and his father slashed the tires.
She told you that on the 23rd?
Yes.
What's the name of the person that he was with
I don't know them.
in school? You don't know who they are?
No.
How many other boys was he with?
2.
You have a bill for the tire that was slashed on the 22nd?
I don't have a bill. I paid to get my car done. Here.
Well, I need a bill for the tire. That's what we're talking about. Tire was $16.53?
Used one.
Look, I believe her. I just want you to understand that. Whether you were just bragging, I don't know. But I believe that she heard you say it. So I'm deducting $16 from the award of $361 that you're entitled to have your car painted. I haven't a clue why people who were neighbors engage in a course of conduct to make their lives absolutely miserable. It's just so absolutely ridiculous to me. There's no question that your daughter behaved badly. I assume that as a parent, you told her that when someone says something that's hurtful to you, they're really just stupid, uninformed people, and not to pay any attention to it. I assume that you had that conversation with her. And if you didn't, you have to have that conversation with her, that she can't take out her frustrations because she's just going to end up in trouble. What?
Well, she wrote on our wall and on our hallway wall, and my mom has to pay for that. And she wrote on theirs too.
Are you making an excuse for yourself?
Mm-mm.
Don't. If she does something wrong, like write on a wall, how old is she?
5.
5? And how old are you?
8.
You're supposed to know better, and you're not supposed to make excuses for doing the wrong thing. And you're certainly old enough to know better. All right, take your children home. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $345. I've deducted the $16 for the tire that your son and probably your husband was responsible for. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've also had my tire slashed 3 times.
They got problems. I'm done.
Her daughters pushed shopping carts into my car.
I'm just mad.
The little girl is very angry. She's very angry. The mother works 12-hour, 14-hour days, 6 days a week.
She was mean to me.
It's something that's going to be ongoing until Mrs. Noel gets help with her child.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Baker versus Terry, step forward.
Rehab counselor Vicki Baker is suing her former neighbors, Byron and Mary Terry, for damage to her Chevy Lumina. Vicki says the couple drove the vehicle during a hailstorm.
Miss Baker, you agreed to sell the defendants a car, a used car that you had, according to what I read. They had the car for some time. They made some payments on the car. And then, according to you, they stopped making payments on the car, so you repossessed it.
Yes, ma'am.
And after you repossessed it, Mr. and Mrs. Terry sued you for all the money that they had paid into the car, which was, I believe, about $1,400. Is that right? Yeah. And how much had you paid?
$1,850.
And how long did you have the car?
We had the car for roughly about 3.5, 4 months.
Okay. Now you want them to pay for the damage that was done to the car while it was in their possession as a result of being driven in a hailstorm.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. and Mrs. Terry said, you live in Oklahoma, for heaven's sakes. That's what happens in Oklahoma. There are hailstorms. They're not responsible for the hailstorms. That's your defense.
Partly. There's more to it.
That's the defense that I read here. That it's a hailstorm and you're not responsible for an act of God. Now, Miss Baker, when did you agree to sell them the car? Give me the month and year.
December 4th of 2003.
And you took it back sometime in March?
Actually, no, it was April 2nd.
And when you got the car back, describe the damage to me.
I have photos of the damage, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
The automobile was damaged all over with hail damage. I have photos of the car, the storm and the damage, and also an estimate for over $3,000 of damage.
Do you know when this hailstorm was?
Yes, March 17th.
Car, hail.
Were there other cars damaged, Miss Baker, in Oklahoma where you live by this hail?
Yes, ma'am.
How many hundreds of cars were damaged?
Probably many.
So why do you think the Terrys are responsible?
Because in the agreement, they were responsible for any damages as well as to insure the car, which they did through Geico. And then I had asked them to take care of the damages with their insurance, and they did not.
Now, after March 17th, did they make any payment to you? When was the last payment?
March 12th, Byron paid me $200, which totaled $1,400.
Oh, I just asked you when the last payment that they gave you was.
March 12th.
Why did you stop making payments after March 12th?
We didn't, and we have proof. What happened was when we bought the car, we put like a large amount of money down, and then she gave us a copy of the title, and it said there was a lien on it, and she kept convincing us to double up on payments, like, and harassing me at work.
Just a second.
Your Honor.
Just a second. I asked a simple question. It doesn't require a story.
Okay.
It requires an answer. Why didn't you make any payments after March the 12th?
The last payment
As a matter of fact, I was sitting in jail, ma'am. I won't lie to you, I wasn't capable of writing her a check. My wife was handing her cash. She gave my wife no receipts, which I told my wife, don't give her no cash if she ain't going to give you no receipt, because it ain't going to do you no good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Ma'am, I didn't know we had hard feelings. I thought this would be friendly throughout the entire thing.
After you took back the car, they sued you. At what point did you think it was friendly?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vicki Baker says former neighbors Byron and Mary Terry owe for damage to a car they were subleasing. Vicki says the car was dented during a hailstorm.
The question is, did you make any payments or did you not make any payments after March the 12th?
No, I'm sorry.
So the answer is no.
Right.
Now, when Miss Baker, the Terrys sued you for the return of their money, you already had possession of the car, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, in fact, counterclaim for damage to the car?
Not during that suit, no.
Why not?
I tried to, and they said it was too late to countersue, that I had to make a new suit.
When did they sue you? In what month?
May 28th.
So you had already had the car back for almost 3 months.
April 2nd. No, I would have had the car back for about 6 weeks.
And when was the court case heard?
The court case was actually heard on May 28th. So the suit may have came just a little bit before that.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. When did you file suit for the return of your money?
When did I file suit?
No. Them.
In April.
And when was she served?
The weekend after I filed suit, after I got out of jail.
Sometime in April.
Yes, ma'am.
So you had at least 4 or 5 weeks. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
After you got notice that you were being sued. And you had at least 6 or 7 weeks to sue them for the damage to your car. So my question to you, Miss Baker, is why didn't you do it?
I was hoping that they would take the car. All along, I have offered them back the car for the $1,000 that they owed on the car. And so I have no use for this car, so I was hoping that they would do the original agreement, which was to pay the $2,400.
What did you do in order to convey that to them?
I spoke to them twice in person.
Just a second.
Okay.
Spoke to them twice after you repossessed the car.
Yes.
On April 2nd.
And also the police. Pardon me.
Did either Mr. or Mrs. Terry indicate to you that they were prepared to continue paying the additional $1,000 that you claimed they owed?
Mary's statement was, no, I will not give you another dime.
Okay.
Byron said, no, I'm leaving state. I have no need for the car. I'm fixing my truck. So they changed their mind.
So the answer is
no.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
So then my question to you is, why didn't you sue them?
I did.
No.
Ma'am,
you didn't sue them. Listen to me.
Okay.
You didn't sue them until after they sued you for the return of some of their money. That's when you sued them. You saw the car was damaged the day you took it back, on April 2nd. So if you believed that you had a legitimate case, you would have been in court immediately, as you were now, to file a case against them because they damaged your property that you had repossessed. You chose not to do that.
Ma'am, I didn't know we had hard feelings. I thought this would be friendly throughout the entire thing.
What, Miss Baker? I don't know where you're at, madam. After you took back the car, they sued you. At what point did you think it was friendly? Where's the car now?
In my possession.
Good. What are you doing with it?
I have offered it back to the Terrys. I'm letting it sit until we decide what to do. Your Honor, may I speak, please, on this situation? I befriended these kids. They moved in next door to me.
I don't care about that. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
That's a story once upon a time. Right now what I have is you sold them a car. They were friends, next door neighbors, you liked, whatever. Sold them a car. You took the car back for non-payment.
No, ma'am. I took the car back because she sent me a letter refusing payment.
She said she wasn't going to pay you anymore.
Right, yes.
Fine.
Yes.
So I paid you enough, and I'm not paying anymore. Shh.
Okay.
Not paying anymore. This has been resolved in another court.
Right.
I'm not dealing with that. You took the car back. You did nothing when you took the car back until after they sued you for some of the money that they had invested in the car.
Ma'am.
That's what happened.
I did it as quickly as I could because I am a very, very busy self-employed person. To drive 2 hours to go down and sue someone when I knew I had until May 28th, I didn't see any hurry in doing that.
Well, I don't see any hurry in responding to it, madam. It's an act
they
of God.
damaged my car.
No, they did not damage your car.
My car did not get hail damaged, and many cars did not because most of us know to pull over during a hailstorm and park our cars somewhere else. It's only those who drive. Mary was at work.
To be in a hailstorm.
Mary was at work, and she chose to drive home in that hailstorm. She bragged to me how she drove 70 miles an hour in the hailstorm. She could have chose to stay at work and let the hailstorm pass, and the car wouldn't have been damaged as it was.
Did you drive intentionally in this hailstorm at 70 miles an hour? No. Is she crazy?
Well,
is she crazy?
I was petrified I was going to break through my windshield. I never drove in one
Nobody
before.
drives. Nobody drives 70
stay
miles an hour in a hailstorm. Miss Baker.
How come she didn't stay at the office and wait for the hailstorm to pass if she was terrified?
Miss Baker,
I was on my way
how
home
come
from
she
daycare
doesn't
picking up
live
my kid?
in Florida, where there are no hailstorms that I know about? I don't know why. The heavens opened up. Golf ball size hail came down, damaged your car as well as hundreds of others. They're not responsible for that. Case is...
Right. Yes, case number 362 on the calendar in the matter of Gaviola versus Turner. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Miss Gaviola, the defendant was a friend of yours?
Yes.
And the two of you decided to go on a road trip for something, for business? Was it?
We were invited to a music festival in Hollywood.
And where were you coming from?
Sacramento.
You rented a car, and when you got to Hollywood, you loaned the defendant the car.
Correct.
It is your claim that she wrecked the car, and you are being held responsible by the rental car company.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Turner says she did not wreck the car. She was using the car was stolen, and somebody else wrecked it. So it's not her responsibility. That's your defense.
Yes.
You hesitated. That's what I read. Is that wrong?
No.
Okay. When were you going to the festival?
It was Friday, July 9th. I left from Sacramento around 7.
When did you rent the car?
5:30 that afternoon.
From whom?
Enterprise.
And when you arrived in Hollywood, what did you do with the car?
I lent the car to Rhonda.
Okay. You got the car on the 9th of July?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened?
Actually, what happened was we drove from Sacramento
Look
to
at me, not the floor.
We drove from Sacramento to Los Angeles, and we
Who did the driving?
The plaintiff.
Go ahead.
And we arrived in Los Angeles, and we went to her boyfriend's house. And from that point, I had taken the car and went home. And we were to meet up the next day.
Went home to where?
To my mom's house, actually, in Los Angeles.
Don't make things up as you're going along, because I'm going to come back to everything that you tell me.
Okay.
And, you know, the only reason you have to have a good memory is if you tell lies. If you tell the truth, you don't need a really good memory, because you can tell the same story over and over again, and it's the truth. Do you understand, Miss Turner?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you dropped her off, you took the car, you went to your mother's house. Is that the last time you saw the car?
No.
When did you use the car again?
The next day when it was time to go to the so-called festival.
Did you go to the festival together?
No, we met there.
And you were driving the car?
Yes.
When you left, did you drive by yourself?
Yes.
Where did you go?
To a family barbecue.
Where?
In Inglewood, California.
And did you drive back to your mother's house?
No, not at that point.
When did you drive back?
I didn't drive back to my mom's house from that point. We were at the barbecue, and that's where the car was stolen from.
When did you find out the car was stolen?
Sometime during the day when I got ready to go, went outside and the car was not there.
What time?
Between 7 and 8.
May I see the police report, please, where you called the police and told them that the car was stolen?
I didn't make a police report.
Why not?
Well, I figured the car wasn't in my name, and I figured I needed to get in touch with the plaintiff so the plaintiff could make the appropriate report on the car.
When did you call her?
I called her that same night.
What time?
Somewhere between 8 and 9.
Is that right?
We received a voicemail message on Jimmy's phone around maybe 10.
Who got the message?
He originally received the message.
Jimmy, what's your last name?
Placencia.
You received the message. What did the message say?
The first message I received from Rhonda was that she left a message saying she had wrecked the car. The car was in an accident.
That's not true.
Shh. That's the first message.
Correct.
And the second message?
We had communicated several times during that evening. I called her back and she left a voicemail. And
did you speak to her when you called back?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her, and what did she say to you?
I asked her about the vehicle and what had happened, and she had told me that she had gotten into a car accident, and I asked her about the accident. She said that she had hit somebody, and I asked her, did she exchange information, and there was no information exchanged.
And then the story changed?
And then the story had changed, and then she had tried to talk me or talk us into reporting the car that Lisa was originally the driver. She did not want to take responsibility for the accident. And when I started explaining to her that that would not be appropriate, then her story changed. She didn't want to talk, and we hung up, and then we tried to reach her again, and were not able to get in touch with her.
That isn't true. I called them several times during the night. They did not return my phone calls.
Ms. Turner?
Yes.
I read your answer very carefully, and you say that the car was stolen. My friends and family searched the neighborhood for the car, and finally a friend called and said that they had found the car, but it was wrecked. Where's the friend?
They're not here.
What's the friend's name?
Adrian.
So Adrian found the car wrecked, came back and told you that. Is that what you're telling me?
Adrian didn't find the car herself. Her boyfriend found the car.
Yes.
I got the call initially from her stating what had happened. That was the next day.
So it's different from what you wrote in your answer?
No. My answer says that we looked for the car after we found out the car was stolen.
No, you can't. Finally, a friend called and said they had found the car and it was wrecked.
That was the next day.
All right. How much is Enterprise charging you for the car?
$3,780.96.
You have a contract with Enterprise?
Yes.
Can I see it, please? Okay. Now, you went into a contract with these people in which you guaranteed to them that there would be no other driver driving this car.
Yes.
You had no right to give her the car to drive.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Because if you had put down her name, which you could do, and her driver's license, they would have said, now you're covered if you accepted insurance. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why you're being charged this $3,780.
Yes.
So, I have to find some sort of a reasonable balance between your wrongdoing and her wrongdoing, because I find, madam, that your story is a crock of baloney. Now, you damaged the car and you try to get out of it. And even if the car wasn't cared for properly while it was in your possession, you have to accept responsibility for that. You have to accept responsibility. You're not supposed to slough off responsibility. Neither are you. You did the wrong thing. But for the fact that you did the wrong thing, she wouldn't have been in a position to wreck your car that you are now being held responsible for. Do you have a car at home?
Do I have a car? Yes.
Do you have insurance?
Yes.
Well, if you had insurance, the insurance would cover this if you were permitted to drive the car. Do you know that?
Yes. When she rented the car, she called me and said, do I need to get insurance on the car? And I said, yes, it would be the appropriate thing to do.
Your Honor, she had assured me at the time when I had given her keys that she would be extremely careful and that she would be responsible for any damages to the car because she had full coverage insurance.
I don't believe she said that to you. I don't believe she said that to you at all. In any event, I think you're each responsible for half of the damage to this car and half of what you're being charged for. 50%. 50% for doing the wrong thing, 50% for having an accident and not coming clean. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of half, $1,890. That's all. The rest you're responsible for.
Why did you excuse? You may step out.
I'm glad that both of us were able to take responsibility of the car.
I'm not going to say that I was liable for the car because I didn't wreck the car.
I'm really just glad that it's over.
I think it was a fair decision.
It's been very challenging.
We got insurance for the car. Had she told the story the way it should have went, she would have been covered.
Really don't want to speak anymore.
If you're going to be honest all the way.
We're no longer friends.
Don't tell half truths.
I think it's about being selective of the people that are in your life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Troy versus Shaw. Step forward, please.
Retail salesperson Patricia Troy is suing her ex-boyfriend, retail assistant manager Charles Shaw Jr., for the return of money meant to secure an apartment. Patricia says Charles lied about wanting to live with her.
Ms. Troy, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and according to your complaint, you gave him some money in order to save up some money to put down on an apartment for the two of you to share together. After you gave him the money, he decided he no longer wanted to be a couple, and you want your money back.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the case is about.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw acknowledges that you gave him money, right?
Yeah.
But Mr. Shaw says that the money was a gift. You had given him money in the past. It had absolutely nothing to do with an apartment, and there was never an expectation that he would return that money to you should the relationship go south. So, how long have you known him?
Since September of 2002.
And I gather from your complaint that there was a time, Mr. Shaw, that you were incarcerated. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that?
From March of 2003 until April of 2004.
What were you incarcerated for?
A breaking and entering charge and...
Burglary?
Yeah.
I can understand burglary.
And...
Was this the first time you
control
were...
management.
What?
I didn't go to anger control management.
Burglary and anger control management. So this emanated from a domestic violence situation?
Yeah, so basically it was just anger control management. That's the charge. I got violated.
Why didn't you go to anger control management?
I did go. I missed the last class, so I got violated.
And who was it that was the target of your anger?
A former ex-girlfriend.
You have a child with this ex-girlfriend?
No.
Did you learn your lesson?
Yeah.
Did you finish anger control management?
Yeah.
Did you finish it in prison?
Yeah.
See how they get you to do it? One way or another, you're going to go to that last class. Now, Miss Troy met you in September of 2002, so she enjoyed your company for several months, and then you went to jail. And I assume that Miss Troy stood by you when you were in jail. Is that right?
She came in on the tail end part.
On the tail end part of jail?
Yeah. She was writing at the beginning, then she stopped writing. Then around November of 2003, she started coming around.
You mean she started to come to visit you?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go visit her. So she was visiting you.
Yeah.
How far a trip was it that she had to make to come to visit you?
Not far.
Give me an idea. What's not far?
Probably a mile.
1 mile? The jail was 1 mile from where she lived?
I assume it was.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I said, you're waiting for my son to get home. There's no guarantee he's going to even still want to be with you. This is about my son no longer wanted to be with her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patricia Troy says her ex-boyfriend Charles Shaw Jr. owes for the return of money she gave him to secure an apartment. Charles says the money was a gift.
Now, where was the jail? What jail were you in?
Richmond City.
Richmond City? Was that a county jail?
City.
And you live in Richmond?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not such a far distance for you to come to visit?
It's not that far.
When you came to visit him, did you bring him money?
On occasions.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How much money did she bring you?
These are just some of the money slips that she did give me.
Can I see it, please? Yeah. Who is this, by the way?
Oh, that's my father.
$20 on March 13th, $30 on March 27th, $30 on April 12th, $50 on January 22nd.
All that money she didn't bring me. My father, right? My father gave her the money to bring to me.
Why didn't he come to bring it to you?
Because my father owns a furniture store, and she was working for him at the time. So during that time, he was at work. When she came to visit, she just brought the money down.
But it was not always his money, Your Honor.
Sometimes it was
that money
yours.
came out my pocket, and I also have some receipts.
Those are the same receipts.
Okay, I have receipts.
Different
okay.
dates.
So sometimes his father gave you money to bring him, sometimes you brought the money yourself. Now, tell me about the money that you claim you gave him for the apartment, Miss Troy.
Okay.
He got out of jail.
Yeah, he came home in May.
Look at me when you're talking.
He came home. We were still dating, supposedly. It came to a point where he went out of town. Supposedly went to New York or whatever. We talked about our apartment. We had conversations about the apartment. I also have the letters where the conversation started when he was incarcerated.
Like so.
So when he came home,
We talked furthermore about it, and we agreed that I would give him some money to save for the apartment. On the first occasion, I gave him $180 in cash. On the second occasion, he came to my home and picked up $200 in cash.
Well, what did he say when he picked up the $200 in cash?
I mean, he really didn't say anything. He just said he was going to put the money away. Okay, then he told me he found an apartment. He was approved for it. He told me he needed my information so he could put my name on the lease. Okay, we were supposed to move in the apartment August the 6th. The week before we were supposed to move in the apartment, that's when everything was broke off. I asked Mr. Shaw, would I be able to get my money back? He told me he was going to give me my money back. We made a verbal agreement that he would drop the money off at my mother's house. He never did. We bickered and argued for a day over the phone about the money, about this. I even contacted his probation officer to try to solve this. But, you know, nothing happened, so I felt like I had to sue him for it.
Well, you talked about getting this apartment, sir, for a long time while you were in jail.
I was thinking about getting an apartment, but when I came home, she didn't have her stuff together. First of all, she stopped working. My father had to let her go due to circumstances at the store. Then, in my eyes, she wasn't stable.
And why'd you take this $380 from her?
I mean, if somebody give you some money, you go... She asked me a couple of times, do you need any money? I'm like, I need some money. And then she asked me, do I need any shoes, anything? She was like, I buy them from you.
That is...
Shh. You want to say something?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. This goes back a little bit more than what's going on. Back in January, the job at the store was actually my son's job. I was holding it for him until he came back from jail. But he called me back in January. He said, Dad, Patricia and I, we're having a little problem. She's having problems staying where she lives now with the people. She has a lot of issues going on, and she can no longer stay there. So could you let her work my job that you have for me at the store so she can find an apartment for her and her 2 kids to stay? So I said, I really don't want to right now, but I'll do it for you. So she came to the store. This was in January, February, March, April. I tell Miss Troy, when are you going to get an apartment for you and your kids? She's making the money. She never does it. I said, you're waiting for my son to get home. He's going to change. A lot is going to change about him. There's no guarantee he's going to even still want to be with you. You must worry about you and your 2 children.
Good advice.
So she had the money, plus she even got an income tax return. She did all that. She had plenty of money to get the apartment for her and the kids. This is about my son no longer wanted to be with her.
That doesn't answer my question,
Yes.
sir. You know what my question is? Yes. He acknowledges he took the $380 from her. His response to me when I said, why? He said to me, someone give you money, you take it, right?
And I asked him
the answer is, not if I wasn't interested.
No, she didn't give me $380. Like that story she's saying about that 180 and that 200, that's not true.
Well, how much did she give you, sir?
She gave me probably like $50 one time, $70 one time.
Your Honor.
I mean, she gave me money numerous of times. I figured they were gifts.
Do you understand, Mr. Shaw? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you very well.
Okay. And so what I'm talking about your son's character.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about her stupidity. Yes. I'm talking about his character.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm speaking. If she's got 2 children that she has to take care of, and she is not a wealthy person because she's working at a temporary job, she's got 2 kids that she's got to deal with, and I know she doesn't have a lot of money. Your son, who evidently said to you, according to you, would you give Patricia my job so that she can save up a little money?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What kind of character does he have to take money from her?
And I also told him about that.
Just... Yeah. I'm asking you, you're his father. Do you think that that demonstrates a person of good character?
No, it doesn't.
Perfect.
Yes.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Like it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $380. That's all. Step out. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may all rise.
Yeah, this is case number 401 on the calendar in the matter of Jefferson Brooks versus Lampier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ah, Miss Brooks, this is a very strange tale that I'm sure you're going to try to simplify for me. Miss Lampier is the ex-girlfriend of your ex-husband, and for some strange and bizarre reason, you decided to become friends. She has a couple of children, I believe one of whom your ex-husband was paying support for as his child. You allege in your complaint that you made a series of loans to your ex-husband's ex-girlfriend. And then you took one child for a paternity test without her permission. And the test established, according to you, that he was not the father of this child. And Miss Lampier said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm prepared to reimburse you for the cost of the test. That's what the case is about.
Basically.
Okay. First, when were you divorced?
Actually, my husband and I were still technically married, but in the state that we live in, you have to be separated for a year.
When did you separate?
2 months ago.
And when did you start making this series of loans to Miss Lampier?
At the end of July of this year.
Was he happy about you making loans to Miss Lampier?
I don't know that he was happy about it, but it was a situation where Miss Lampier and her children, she has 3 girls. At the end of May, they were being evicted from where they were living at. They relocated to the state where we were relocating to, which is my hometown. They really didn't have anywhere to go. She had secured a job, and we were keeping my husband's daughter and her sister.
Your husband's daughter is how old?
11.
Okay, so that child was living with you?
For 1 month. We kept them for 1 month.
Okay. Go ahead.
Her sister, who's 8 years old, is a little girl who Miss Lampier had alleged was his daughter. We were not paying support for Ashley. That's her name.
You were paying support for the 11-year-old?
Whatever arrangements he worked out with her, that was between the 2 of them. They had already had this child before we got married.
Which child, the 11-year-old or the 8-year-old, did you take for a paternity test?
The 8-year-old.
And how do you take a child for a paternity test without the mother?
That was during the time that she was staying with us.
Did she go too for the paternity test?
The mother did not go, no ma'am.
Well, how do you take a paternity test without both parents and the child?
The father and the child went, they took pictures, they took samples, and they ran the test.
Never heard that. Okay, let's get back to the loans. Tell me about the loans.
She was securing a place to stay for her and her children. She needed $2,000 to secure the place to live.
So tell me who she called, you or your husband?
She called me directly.
Had you been friendly before?
We were civil.
Civil?
Yes.
What did she say to you?
She said, I found a place to stay, and I need to borrow the money to secure it.
And you lent her the money?
That was the first loan.
How did you get the $2,000?
Lisa wired it from her bank account into the bank account from the people that I was renting the house from.
How did she know to do that?
In July, 2 of my children did go and stay with her husband and her. My oldest daughter is her husband's daughter, my 11-year-old. They went there for the summer. It was supposed to be during a summer vacation, and I did come across a very hard time, and I did have to move from Virginia back to South Carolina.
Okay.
So I went to South Carolina, and I had a job there, and I needed to find a home, obviously, and be able to have the money to move into it. And her husband had called me and said to me, listen, Katie, I know Lisa and I know you're going through a hard time. It's hard for us to have the girls here because both of us are working. You need to get set up in a house and get the kids back. So he had called me and told me that you find a house, we'll give you the money to move.
Did you ever say that to her?
Absolutely not, and it's impossible for
Just
Mr.
a second,
Brooks.
she never said that to you. Money came from her bank. She never said it to you. I don't believe that.
The money, though, was $1,700 was for back child support also.
No. She's not responsible for back child support.
That was the agreement. She had offered $1,700 to go towards his $30-some thousand of support that was owed.
Just a second. Who did she say that she was going to give $1,700 to?
Me.
When?
July, I believe it was around the 15th.
Is that right?
That's absolutely not true because the transaction, the wire did not take place until the end of July.
Okay. When did she tell you she was going to pay you back?
Within 6 weeks of the loan.
She told you that?
Yes, ma'am.
On the phone?
And email.
Can I see it?
Yes, ma'am.
It's clear that you acknowledged loans to her. Why are you making up a story?
I'm not making up a story. She did wire the money into an account.
It says, I promise I'll pay you back. It's me, I'm the pain in the butt again. I need to ask you one more favor.
To borrow $600. $1,700 was given to me.
By her?
Yes.
How ridiculous.
And Lisa, $1,700 was given to me.
And the paternity test?
When they called me and told me about the paternity test being done.
Yeah.
And they said, we took Ashley to have a paternity test.
Which was out of line. No question, which was out of line.
First of all, I was going through a very hard time in my life.
I don't care about your hard time. What I care about is whether or not you agreed to pay her back for the paternity test. I mean, I think it was nervy for her to take your daughter for a paternity test, but I'm asking you, did you agree to pay her back for the paternity test?
I did.
You did. I know you did, but that's not what you say in the answer.
I was devastated when I found out that they did that.
I tell you who else is devastated, your 8-year-old daughter.
No.
No. Guarantee you. Well, the results of the paternity test, he was clearly excluded as anyone who was possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have $510 for the paternity test, $2,000, and $600 that you needed for truck.
Yes, ma'am, but there's also the matter of $900 that's the $900 that she used to set up the card that she referenced in the email.
Is that right?
There was $600.
6 or 9?
It was $600.
Okay, going to give you a chance. Got 5 minutes.
May I say something about the paternity test? My daughter's birth certificate has her biological father's name on it. Her husband knew that that birth certificate had another name on it. We had discussed the possibility of him actually being the biological father, and we had reasons behind that. They took my daughter and had the paternity test. I didn't ask for them to do that. He had never mentioned to me about having the paternity test at that time. I was told after they went to do it. I did say in the email, I will pay back the $600 because I was upset and devastated, but I don't feel at this time they had the right to take my daughter without me at least being there with her.
You're absolutely right. I think it was the wrong thing to do. But you agreed to pay for the test. Other than the fact that you agreed to pay for it, I would not find you at fault and order you to pay it. But you agreed to pay for it. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,710. What caused you to separate from your husband?
It was a series of things. It really didn't have anything to do with Miss Lanfair.
How long were you married to him?
It'll be 9 years this month.
And she filed this against me after they separated.
So?
She offered $1,700 of that money to me.
Let me ask you this question. Think logically. Why would a perfect stranger support you and your children? And why would you take from a perfect stranger?
She's not.
And she's a perfect stranger to you. She is not related to you by blood, and she's not related to you by marriage at all. She doesn't owe you anything. Grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,710.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This was the first little bit of help that I would have gotten from them.
It wasn't for Miss Lanfair, it was for her children.
I was in a state of devastation.
It's just too much drama.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carson versus Salgado, step forward, please.
24-year-old inventory controller Jill Carson is suing her ex-roommate, 18-year-old Ryan Salgado, for unpaid rent and a security deposit. Ryan says he was forced to move out because of Jill's drug use. He is countersuing for the return of his belongings.
Mr. Salgado, how old are you?
18.
And what do you do for a living, sir?
Unemployed right now.
What did you do 6 months ago?
Nothing.
Did nothing 6 months ago? What did you do 3 months ago?
3 months ago?
Yeah.
I've been working for my mom.
3 months ago, did she fire you?
No.
What were you doing for your mother?
Just helping out with her painting.
What kind of painting?
She does murals.
Are you artistic?
A little bit.
So you don't work. Do you go to school?
Not right now.
But your mother threw you out.
My mother didn't throw me out.
She didn't throw you out, really. She just told you,
Yeah.
go out. Now, why did she do that, Mr. Salgado?
Well
is not an answer, Mr. Salgado. Your mother got tired of you hanging around?
it's more so my father.
Your father and your mother lived together?
Yes.
Great. Your father got fed up with you being a bum.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is to write these stories? Do you know how easy it is to write these stories? All you have to do is live long enough. So your father said, get a job, go to school, or get out.
Basically, yes.
And then you met Miss Carson. Where did you meet Miss Carson, Mr. Salgado?
I met her through Suzanne.
Who was a friend of yours?
Yes.
What does Suzanne do for a living?
She does DIY clothing, sells it on eBay.
And what do you do for a living?
I do inventory control for a boutique in Salt Lake City.
Now, for some bizarre reason, which I'm sure that you're going to explain to me, you decided to lease an apartment with Mr. Salgado.
Yes.
A 2-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
And despite the fact that he has no work history, that he is unemployed, that he has not worked for a year, that his parents threw him out, all of which you knew according to your complaint, you decided he was a good financial risk to sign a lease with on an apartment, right?
Yes.
Yes. And that situation lasted a relatively short period of time because he never gave you any rent.
Correct.
He never gave you any security deposit,
Correct.
right? And then he moved out. And you want him to pay you, let me make sure I get all this right, $3,275, not yen, dollars, for money owed for his half of the rent for a year, and his security deposit.
Correct.
I want you to look at him. When do you think the last time was that he saw $3,000 in one place?
He told me that he was getting money from his parents.
Did he?
Yes.
How much money did he say he was getting from his parents?
He said that his parents just came into a lot of money and they could take care of his part of the rent until he found an actual legal job, as opposed to working just for his father or for his mother.
You think his parents were employing him even though they threw him out?
That I wasn't sure about that.
I wasn't sure about that. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Anyway, Mr. Salgado says that he moved out because you were doing drugs and your friends didn't like his brother, right?
Yes.
Is this your brother?
This is my brother.
Looks like a perfectly likable guy to me. And he wasn't staying anywhere where his brother wasn't welcome, right?
Correct.
Who are you living with now, Mr. Salgado?
My parents.
Moved back with your parents, did you?
Yes.
Is your father still coming up to your room every morning and saying, "Get a job"?
Yeah, I recently got one, actually.
Really? What are you doing?
Just at Burger King.
What?
Just at Burger King.
That's a start.
It's a start.
You get free burgers.
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you ever do drugs?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You just have this kind of lifestyle because it makes you happy.
What lifestyle?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing, yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jill Carson says ex-roommate Ryan Salgado owes for breaking an apartment lease. Ryan says Jill is a party girl.
You appear to be a smart boy, Mr. Salgado. I don't get the sense that you're an idiot.
I like to think so. I'm not
Did you graduate from high school?
No, I didn't.
When did you leave high school?
Senior year.
Why?
Didn't have enough credits.
Why?
Attendance.
When you weren't going to school, what were you doing?
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you say Miss Carson was doing drugs. Is this the story you want to stick with? Is this your final answer?
Absolutely. It's my final answer.
That's your final answer?
It is.
You want to tell me about it?
She acquired some cocaine, and she frequently did ecstasy in the apartment.
Did you ever see her using drugs?
I didn't see her using them.
That's my question. Did you ever see her using the drugs?
No.
Did you ever see the drugs in the apartment?
No.
If you never saw Miss Carson using drugs in the apartment, why did you feel threatened? Or were you more threatened, sir, by the fact that your brother wasn't welcome there anymore?
I knew she was doing the drugs in the apartment. I knew she was in her room doing them. She told me.
Did you ever do drugs?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You just have this kind of lifestyle because it makes you happy.
What lifestyle?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing, yes. Yes.
Do you live at home too?
I do.
Do you do anything?
I go to school. I work.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
What don't your friends like about him?
He had threatened her boyfriend, telling him through emails that he was going to slit his throat and he knew where they slept.
Did you ever send her boyfriend an email? Easy, yes?
Yes, I've sent emails still.
Why?
We were friends.
And?
Well, things fell apart. You know,
And?
the situation at his house was becoming hostile.
At whose house?
Suzanne and her boyfriend Chris's.
Did you ever threaten him?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever say anything nasty to him?
Yes, I have.
Like what?
Not things that could be said on television.
Okay, so that's the reason why you were told that your brother wasn't welcome there anymore.
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Yes, I did.
You can't do that.
I had felt threatened by him the night before I even got into any kind of conversation. The night we came home from Boston, Chris kind of got up into my face and he clenched his fist and told me that he was just trying to keep himself from being incredibly violent towards someone at that moment. I asked him who he was speaking of, and he just moved closer to my face and didn't say anything. And I felt threatened, and I had told Ryan that I wasn't comfortable with him, and I...
Did that happen, Chris?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Well, what happened?
Well, I was angry at Chris, and I was kind of expressing it to Jill, because at the time, I didn't have a problem with her. I had baked her a birthday cake that night.
So you didn't have a problem with her, but you just had a problem with this other guy.
Right, and I was trying to explain to her how frustrated I was with her friend.
Okay. Well, Ms. Carson, you can't tell a co-tenant that he's not allowed to have whoever he wants in the house if he's on the lease. But why didn't you pay any rent, Mr. Salgado?
I was in the process of looking for a job.
Well, you can't live rent-free. She's not your mother.
She told me that I wouldn't have to pay rent until, because she was going to have a family member help until October. And I was looking for a job until then.
He had mentioned that he couldn't get the money for me like right away. So I said I could cover it until then. However, I needed it by October 1st.
Who else lives in the house with you now, Miss Carson?
It's just myself.
What's the rent?
$525 a month.
Okay. Clearly, you people don't want to live together anymore, nor do I think you have to. But Mr. Salgado, you have to help her out for a little bit. I think that you ought to give her at least 2 months' notice before you just move out and stick her with rent. Don't you think that that's a mature thing to do?
It is.
Even though she was foolish in taking you on as a roommate when you had absolutely no way of paying her any money.
Absolutely.
What do you mean, absolutely?
It's the truth.
I know it's true.
After they were served the papers, I had gone home. I was sick, and I fell asleep on the couch, and I wake up to someone banging on my door rather violently and constantly just ringing the doorbell. I looked out the window, and I saw the back of Chris Salgado's head. You can hear them in every room. They're banging on the windows.
Peculiar. The whole thing is peculiar. Unfortunately, I know it's all true, which makes me even sadder for this country. But I have to make a decision. So, you're going to give her $525, which is your half of 2 months' rent, so that she has an opportunity over the next 2 months to either decide what she wants to do, stay in this lease, get out of the lease, or find a roommate to help her subsidize what you're not going to help her subsidize because you moved out. And I want to tell you something. I wish your parents well with the two of you. Oh, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $525. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Versus Roderick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Gaines, it is your claim that the defendant filed false assault charges against you after an incident that I can only describe as road rage. You want to tell me what started this incident and when it happened?
Okay. I was on my lunch break.
What date?
It was on December 19th.
2001?
2000.
Okay. Go ahead.
What happened was Donna had ran a red light.
You didn't know her before?
No, I didn't. I didn't know her. She had ran a red light, cut across me. I looked over, and then she flipped me off. And then we started fussing back and forth. She had a phone. She had her cell phone on her.
So she was in front of you?
She was on the right side of me at that point.
So she was on the right side of you on her cell phone?
Correct.
Go ahead.
She started, at that point, she started coming across the lane, across the line, over like she was trying to hit me. And I didn't know what was going on. So I moved out of her way to prevent an accident. Also, I noticed she had her kid in the car, in the back seat. So, you know, I'm trying to get out the way to avoid an accident. She pulled over at the same time.
Behind you or in front of you?
Behind me.
And she got out of her car?
Correct.
And then what happened?
Okay, at that point, I felt she had a kid in a car. She was endangering my life. She was endangering her kid's life. As a citizen, I went over there and asked, what is your problem? You're driving recklessly. You need to watch what you're doing. And
is that what you said to her? Just that way?
Correct, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I left. I got back in my car. I didn't run. I got back in my car, and I proceeded back to work.
What happened next?
Okay. What happened, the vehicle was not registered to me. It was my roommate's father's vehicle. And, of course, it has a distinguished license plate. It had a name on there. So, apparently, I guess, Donna had filed a false report, which I have the report here.
Can I see the report, please?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Donna had filed a false report, and apparently the detective was trying to find out who the vehicle belonged to. He called...
Ultimately, you were arrested?
No, I was not arrested. Ultimately, I was charged.
Ultimately, the charges were dismissed. Is that right?
Correct.
And you are suing her for your attorney's fees, lost wages, and everything else
Correct.
for filing this false police report. Okay. Now I'll hear your version of the events, Ms. Roderick.
Okay, Your Honor. First of all, I did not run a red light because where I pulled out of, there was no red light. It was a stop sign. It was a side road. I was coming out from my house. I was making a left-hand turn, just like as I should have made a left-hand turn, and all of a sudden, I hear honking in the back of me.
That's incorrect.
I don't want you to interrupt her.
Okay. I heard honking in the back of me. I'd had my 3-year-old son with me. I was in the left lane and she was behind me honking. I then pulled to the right lane to let her pass because she was obviously aggravated, honking her horn.
Don't interrupt her. You're interrupting.
Okay. I moved into the right lane to let her pass. Figured she was in a hurry, you know. And then she didn't pass me. She stayed next to my car, and she was the one flipping me off. I couldn't hear what she was saying, but it was obvious that what she was saying was foul language, flipping me off. She then tried to put her car into my lane. I then slowed down. She then proceeded, she got in front of me, and this is while traffic is moving along us. She slowed down, and then she stopped her car in the middle of traffic, in the middle of the lane. She stopped in front of me. I couldn't pull to the side of the road because there's a sidewalk, there's no space to pull over. She then rushed out of her car. I had my cell phone because I was going to call the police. She came rushing out of her car towards my car. I have my 3-year-old son in the car. I got out of my car because I didn't know at this point she'd tried to run me off of the road. I thought she was crazy already at this point. I got out of the car. I told her that she needed to get back in the car. I was going to call the police.
If you were afraid of me, why didn't you drive off?
Don't talk.
Ms. Gaines,
because you were phone.
She
was in front of me.
Don't answer her. This is interesting.
She was in front of me, or I would have gotten away from her.
There is
Don't
a
respond
reverse
to
on
her.
your car.
You're demonstrating that you have a bad temper.
Okay.
So you're not helping yourself.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I understand.
Good. So now you're up to the point where you have your cell phone and you're going to call the police.
Yes, and I told her if she, and we were in the middle of the street, traffic was going by, we were both in danger, and I was worried about my 3-year-old son in the car because we were right in the lane. I told her if she did not get back in her car and get going, I was going to call the police. She was in my face, threatening me, you don't know who you're messing with, and I attempted to call the police. She then tried to grab my cell phone from me.
How did she do that?
Well, she went to grab it, but it wasn't, I didn't let go of it. I pulled it back.
Okay.
At this point, she was then screaming. She grabbed me by the hair, pulled my hair, still cussing at me, and then she hit me in the forehead. At this point, I was scared. My son was crying. He was very upset. She got in her car and took off. I was very shaken, and I kept going. I pulled over when I could, and I'm on the phone trying to dial the police to let them know I'd just been assaulted. And I'm talking to the police, and I see a lady on this pulled over on the side of the road. She's waving at me, come here, and I then pulled up to this lady, and she asked me, are you okay? I saw everything. I got her license plate number for you, because it happened so quick. I was just stressed out. I was nervous. Luckily, the witness that I didn't know, she had saw everything. She gave me the license plate number. She was running late for an appointment, but she did leave her phone number for me in case she needed to be a witness in this.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please?
May I say something else later, Your Honor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this totally independent witness who did stop to give the defendant her name, her telephone number, was very clear in the statement that she gave to the police. The police interviewed her via telephone. She indicated that she saw you get out of the front of your car, which was pulled in front of hers, and the two of you began to argue. Then you, who had gotten out of the front car, hit the other female in the face with her hand, and then you ran back to your car and fled the scene.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Valerie Gaines says she was arrested when Donna Roderick filed a false report with police. Donna says Valerie attacked her in a fit of road rage.
So here we have a witness who clearly says she observed you do, Ms. Gaines, exactly what the defendant said that you did, which was to assault her. Just a second, I have some questions. Oh, you want to tell me something? I'll hear you. Then I'll ask you my questions.
Okay. I saw a lady or a person that was in a vehicle about 3 light poles away. In the statement, it should have showed, because I believe it's on there, she was looking through her rearview mirror.
So what?
We were parallel to her. She could not even see my back.
Don't tell me what you couldn't see. That's what you told the police.
Okay.
That's what you put in the police report.
Okay.
Can't tell me what you could or could not see.
And if I hit her, did she make a downward movement? Because if I would have hit her, she wouldn't have stayed in her standing
Ms. Gaines,
upright.
I don't know what you would have done, what you could have done when you hit her, Ms.
Right,
Gaines.
correct.
So now I have a few
I did
questions
not-
for you.
okay.
When were you supposed to go to trial on this case? The
Okay.
first date.
The first day I was supposed to go, I guess, January 24th. I did not know because...
Just a second.
Okay.
Did you retain an attorney?
I retained an attorney after I had went through two different... I went to court. Yeah, 2 times I had to go to court. And then at that time, I decided to obtain a lawyer.
Just 1 second. You went to court once, and you asked for an adjournment to get a lawyer. Don't play... I don't understand you, Judge Judy. You asked for an adjournment to get a lawyer. And then you came back to court, and you didn't have a lawyer. So you asked for another postponement to get a lawyer?
No.
Well, what did you go to court twice for, Miss Gaines?
Okay. The first time I had to go to court, there was a bench warrant placed on me.
So now you got a bench warrant and you appear. Okay.
Correct.
So you appear. And what happened when you appeared? What did the judge tell you?
I can't remember exactly.
Judge tell you that you should get a lawyer?
Well, yes. At that
Okay. Now, then you went back to court the second time. Did you come back to court the second time with or without a lawyer?
No, I did not.
What do you mean, no, you did not? I don't understand what that means.
This
You did
was
not come back with a lawyer.
I felt that it was a frivolous case, and I was
Pay
hoping
attention
that
to
we
my
could-
question.
Yes.
You were
No, I
told to
didn't.
come back with a lawyer, and you did not come back with a lawyer.
No, I did not.
And then the judge said to you, I told you to come back with a lawyer. I'm going to postpone the case again and come back with a lawyer. Correct?
At that time, I thought we were going to go to trial, and I was not going to have a lawyer, but then we had to go further, because I thought we were going to dismiss the case. I was trying to get the case dismissed because I felt it was a frivolous case.
So then you got a lawyer.
And they wanted to pursue it. Then I did get a lawyer.
And when you came to court with a lawyer, on the third occasion, did you go to trial?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Very interesting. So the first time the lawyer appeared in court, you were ready to go to trial?
Correct.
But there was no trial?
No.
There was no trial because?
It got postponed. Because
it
of
got
delay.
postponed why?
The judge postponed it because of time.
Counsel did, Your Honor.
The time,
counsel
the
did.
judge,
Our counsel
the
did.
judge proposed.
How many times did the witness, Miss Roderick, appear in court?
I'm
speaking. How many times did this witness appear for you, this witness who had nothing to do with this incident, wasn't your friend, wasn't your sister, wasn't your mother, wasn't anybody else? How many times did this person take time off from work or other business to come to court to testify on your behalf?
I believe it was 3 times.
Okay. And on those 3 occasions, she did not get to testify, is that right?
No, she didn't. It was continued again.
Right. That's what defense lawyers do. They continue. Put your hand down. They continue cases because what they do is they figure they're going to wear down a witness. And eventually, this Good Samaritan witness is going to get fed up with taking time off from work to come to testify at this trial.
I believe that's exactly what happened.
Well, I don't know whether it's exactly what happened or not, but it's probably pretty close. In any event, Ms. Gaines, you have absolutely no civil case against the defendant.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
Absolutely none. I have to believe that she made up this story. Now, perhaps if it were just the two of you, I would have a much easier time in believing that she just made up this story out of spite. However, the police interviewed a totally independent witness who appeared in court, maybe not 3 occasions, maybe 2 occasions, when either you or your lawyer requested a continuance and was prepared to testify consistent with her statement to the police, which was that she saw you hit her. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay. I would like to say that it was not my lawyer that kept continuing the case. It was the judge, because there was so much time that was being delayed by other cases.
Fine. It was the judge. It was the judge who continued the case.
Okay. And the main thing was I was found not guilty.
No, you weren't. You never went to trial.
I did go to trial. I was found not guilty. Here's a deposition. I was found not guilty.
So you did go to trial with just the 2 of you testifying,
yes, and
but
we
not
testified.
the witness.
Exactly. The witness had missed work enough.
Okay.
I missed work too. Also, I have
Who
stress.
cares? You hit her.
I missed stress. I did not hit her.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I did not hit this
Yes, you
woman.
did.
I did not touch her. I don't know what her problem is.
I just
I am
Listen,
the,
I just
I am the
picked you.
victim.
Ms. Roderick, I am not prepared to say, based upon what I have read today, you were not found innocent. You were not found innocent.
That disposition says I was found not guilty.
That's what it says. There is a difference between innocent and not guilty. The not guilty says that the district attorney took the case to trial because the district attorney felt that there was sufficient evidence to go to trial. And after trial, either the court or if there was a jury, found that the district attorney had not sustained their burden beyond a reasonable doubt, which is clearly not the standard of proof in a civil trial. Civil trial, in this trial, the quantum of proof is a preponderance of evidence, which is more evidence than not.
Okay.
Clearly, the police had absolute justification for issuing a bench warrant for you. There is an independent witness who unfortunately didn't show up for the third time for trial, who told the police that she saw you hit her. So you have no case, Miss Gaines.
How far away
Your case
was
is
she?
dismissed.
How far
I have no
away?
idea. She's not here.
What?
That's all.
Oh, I'm railroaded.
Excuse
I've
me,
been
step back.
railroaded. I can't believe this.
I'm glad that Judge Judy was able to see through her.
I've lost a lot of money.
I did the right thing by calling the cops.
This is BS.
If she needs to say that to make people think that's what it was, that's fine.
I did not touch her.
All I know is she did put her hands on me.
I got a lawyer to fight my case, and this is all BS.
I don't know why it escalated. Maybe she was having a bad day.
I'm telling you, I didn't touch her.
She's irate right now, screaming and yelling.
I'm telling you, this whole thing is BS. I should have just went on my own.
That's on her. I don't really, that just shows how ignorant she is.
This whole thing is BS.
Look at her attitude now. She didn't touch me, though.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Phillips versus Crane. Step forward.
21-year-old car service writer Billy Phillips is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old receptionist Emily Crane, for a down payment on a car. Emily says Billy took the vehicle back.
Mr. Phillips, let me see if I understand your complaint.
Okay.
I really wasn't quite sure that I was reading it correctly.
Okay.
You and the defendant dated. She needed a car or wanted a car. You made the following agreement with her. You would purchase a car in your name.
Correct.
You put down the deposit, which was $1,000,
Correct.
and you were going to take care of the expenses on the car until she turned 21.
That is correct.
And when she turned 21, she would take over all of the payments and give you your $1,000.
Correct.
Before she turned 21, the two of you broke up.
Yes.
So after you broke up, you went and took back the car
Correct.
before she was 21.
Yes. In the beginning
Now
of...
you have possession of the car,
Correct.
and you want her to pay you the $1,000 deposit.
Correct.
Are you nuts? Mr. Phillips, your original agreement with her was she turns 21, she gives you back your $1,000, and she takes over the car payments. And when she's paid it off, you give her the pink slip to the car so that it's titled in her.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
What was the reason you took the car back before she turned 21?
Because the car was still in my name.
Oh, but that's not her fault.
I'm not saying it was, Your Honor. I just...
But you breached the agreement, sir.
So...
You breached the agreement. She didn't breach the agreement by not turning 21 earlier.
I'm not saying
you know,
she
she has to
did.
wait until she's 21. That's something beyond her control. You breached the agreement by taking the car back. Now, if she had turned 21 and she did not give you back your $1,000 and assumed the car payments, then you have a right to take the car back and say, you breached the agreement. You didn't give me back my $1,000, but you made it impossible for her to perform her agreement with you because you repossessed the car. Why do you think you're entitled to your $1,000?
Basically because that was the agreement we agreed on.
No, it wasn't. The agreement that you had, sir, was that she was going to give you the $1,000, pay off the car, and have a car. That was the agreement. She wasn't going to give you the $1,000 and pay off a car with you in possession of the car. She was going to have a car to drive around in. You took back the car before she turned 21. Am I getting through to you?
Yes, you are getting...
Perfect. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may versus Morissette. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. Be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Morissette, the defendant is your father, and you're suing him because you say he didn't do the right thing with regard to a car that you paid a lot of money for that was in his name, and he took the car back, and he didn't have any reason to take the car back, and you want him to give you back the money that you put into the car, which is $3,000. Is that right?
He had reason to take it back, but I just want my down payment back.
That's sort of interesting. You say he had reason to take it back. So
I mean,
let's
well,
get...
he didn't really have...
Shh, just a second. You put $3,000 down in the car, is that right?
Yes.
Is that right, Mr. Morissette?
No, ma'am.
No,
It was $2,500.
Okay. Let's say she put down $2,500. Why don't you tell me the reasons that you think that your father took the car back? How long did you have it, by the way?
From 97 to September of 2000.
And he took the car back in 2000? So what took you so long to get to court?
Because I had found out that my father had said once he paid the car off, he was going to return the car to me so that I can have transportation. Once the car was paid off, he never returned the car to me.
So in 1997, you put down $2,500 in the car?
I put down $3,000. I saved up $3,000 for
Let's say you
a
put down
payment.
$3,000. That was in 1997, 5 years ago. And you drove the car from 1997 to when?
Till September of 2000. But I didn't drive it that whole time from 1997 to 2000.
Why not?
Because he took the car about maybe 4 times.
Why?
Within the whole time. Reasons: one, I had an accident one time in Fresno.
How many accidents did you have?
Two accidents.
Anybody hurt?
No.
Were you on his insurance at the time?
Yes, I was.
And how many cars did your father have?
About 4. Well, yeah, 4, including mine and his
Including
name.
yours, so his insurance went up on all of his cars, I assume, right?
But I already
Big time.
stated before that I would get my own insurance.
Well, did you get your own insurance?
No, because he took the car.
Right. How many years would you say you drove this car?
Totaling about 2 years, because all the times that he took the car.
So you drove the car for 2 years?
Yeah.
Who paid for the insurance?
I did.
Were you
My
up to-
insurance was $120 a month. I was giving my father $150 actually, and he was making a $30 profit. But I always paid him every.
Is that right?
She paid the insurance, but that's not, she didn't give me no profit.
So far she's paid, let's say, $1,500 a year to drive a car. Is that right?
Yes. I also paid for when he took the car from me in September. I paid for the car. He started driving the car to work, and I was still paying the car notes while he drove the car.
Really? In 1997, you were paying the car notes?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, she paid for 2 years on the car, like she
I
said.
paid for more than 2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
2 years she paid on the car.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So it was more than just the down payment.
Yeah, it was more than the down payment. She was driving the car. It was a party car.
It was not a party.
Shh. I said, well, Chandra, the car is in my name. You can't let everybody keep driving this car. Everybody
what'd you
driving
say?
the car. Oh, my friends. Them was her friends, long as she letting them drive the car around. Them is her friends. Okay, well, I said, well, since this is in my name, insurance calling me up. They not calling her. They calling me.
You're absolutely right, sir. So you took the car back.
And I told her, I tried to explain it to her. Okay.
Did you let your friends drive the car? Did you?
Yes.
So why'd you do that for? Father said, don't do it.
Well, one time, the accident
I'm at
that
risk. He says to you, I'm at risk. Everything that I have, I could lose because you're letting your friends drive the car.
Yes, and he took the car from me those times.
Listen to me. He took the car from you, but then at some point he gave it back.
Yes, he did.
And then you let your friends drive it again.
That happened twice.
So that's twice too many. Chandra, that's twice too many. And you had an accident twice. And the 2 accidents that you had, did the insurance company say that they were your fault or the other person's fault?
The first accident was not my fault. The second accident was my fault.
Tell me about the second accident.
The second accident, I was in Fresno. Someone else was driving the car.
Someone else?
Yes.
Oh, Chandra, you don't deserve to have a car.
Yes.
You don't deserve to have a car, period. End of discussion. How much did it cost? Quiet. How much did it cost, sir, to fix up all these problems with your daughter?
$40,000 on this car. $40,000.
Show me. This was on the last accident she had?
The last one, she didn't have an accident. Her friend was driving the car.
I know.
$19,000 was paid out on that one.
Well, how much do you owe, sir?
Huh?
Nothing.
I mean, I understand that this is what the insurance company
He paid
is.
nothing.
Shh. Oh, he paid.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me.
I'm paying
he paid.
now.
He's paying
This-
now, and he's going to pay for a very long time for
Right.
all the other cars that he'll ever own. He's going to pay for this.
This is an accident in Fresno. She said she was driving, which is state that Jose was driving.
Not Jose.
Right here.
It was not Jose. It was Joseph.
Jose,
Yeah, they
$19,000.
paid $19,000. And this one is for $40,000 that they paid out?
That's the total package on the 3 accidents that occurred on the car. And so when the insurance company said, what you gonna do about Chandra? And I said, I'm dropping her. I'm dropping her.
He had to drop me.
No, he say, When he called me, he said it's going to cost about $4,000 a year for Chandra.
You're right. You drop her.
So
Fast.
I'm
and you
dropping
take back
her.
her car. Say no more, Mr. Morissette. Listen to me. I'm going to make it as simple as I can for you, Chandra. I want you to listen to the reality of it. You drove the car for 2 years, if I believe you, but the car was really in your possession off and on for 3 years,
Yes,
which
it
is
was.
what you told me. Your father took it back various times and gave it back to you when you promised you would be good and not do the wrong thing again. He gave it back to you. He gave you another chance, and then he took it back again. So for that period of time, when the car depreciates in value, I'm speaking, you had use of the car. Then there came to a point where your father is told either you drop her or we're dropping you or we're going to raise your rates on your other cars so high that you're going to be working 6 jobs in order to pay your insurance. So your father is left with only one choice, which is drop Chandra and take the car back permanently. At that point, he has to pay you zippity-doo-dah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you go back on your word when you said that I won't let anybody else drive the car anymore? Did you go back on your word? Did you go back on your word?
And later today,
How did you pull your daughter out?
Grabbed her by the arm and pulled her on out of there, and she started screaming. I was worried about her because she was out of the car, and he started coming toward her and hit her with the truck.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chandra Morissette says her father, Freddie Morissette, illegally repossessed her car. Freddie says Chandra was allowing her friends to drive it.
Miss Morissette, your irresponsibility placed him in a position of risk. The car had already depreciated in value the moment that you drive it out of the lot. Probably at least the amount of your down payment. And if you had done the right thing and had been responsible, your father would not have been in a position of having to take the car back from you. It's as simple as that. It's your fault.
I know it was
And
my
it's your
fault
fault
that
that
he
he
took
is
the car
going to
from me.
continue.
But my father had made an agreement that he would pay the car off. Once he paid the car off, he was going to give the car back to me in my name, and I was supposed to pay him. Then he went back on that.
So, did you?
No, I didn't, because I was paying him the whole time. I was there.
Listen to me. Did you go back on your word when you said to your father, I won't let anybody else drive the car anymore? Did you go back on your word? Did you go back on your word? Did it cause him a lot of trouble?
Yes.
Cost him money? Forever? As long as he drives a car and has insurance? You have a younger brother? Because according to you, he paid off the car and he gave the car to your younger brother.
Yes, he did.
I hope he's more responsible.
It wasn't always like that. I mean, when he said that he would give the car back to me once I paid it off, I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen.
So?
So I had to continue paying for a car that he was driving.
What was the last payment you made on the car?
Was in August.
Of what
August of 2000, because that's when he kicked me out.
2 years ago, the same time that all this problem was staring at him in the face from Allstate Insurance Company. You know, you're in good hands?
Yes.
Your car was not in good hands when you had it.
Yes, it was. I took care of...
Listen to me, you're not getting your down payment back from your father. If he had a counterclaim for what all your irresponsibility cost him, I guarantee you it would be far more than the $2,500 or $3,000
He shouldn't have never agreed to give me the car back once I paid the car off. Or he shouldn't have said that he was going to pay the car off and give the car back to me. That's how all this started. That's how...
It all started, madam, because you were irresponsible. And you lied to your father, and you caused him all kinds of difficulty, and he kept giving you chance after chance until he finally got disgusted.
And I was trying to prove myself to him, trying to prove that I am responsible.
You working?
Yes, I am.
Where?
It's at Barnes & Noble's.
How long have you been working at
I've
Barnes
just started
Noble?
working there. I was recently working at Kmart.
You live by yourself?
No, I don't. I live with my boyfriend.
Does he work?
No.
He doesn't work?
Right now, he's in jail.
Your boyfriend is in jail?
Yes.
So you don't live with your boyfriend, you live alone? Is that right?
Yeah, I live with my boyfriend's grandmother.
You live with your boyfriend's grandmother. You have
Yes.
children?
No, I don't.
Do you pay rent to your boyfriend's
Yes, I do.
grandmother? How do you get to work?
The bus, or I walk, or I have to call a cab because it's on days when the buses don't run.
Why haven't you in the last 2 years been able to
I've
save
been
up
trying to
enough money?
save up for a car, but living on your own is hard to try to save up for a car
Especially
and
if
pay
you live,
rent.
especially if you have a boyfriend who's in jail.
He has nothing to do with none of this.
Oh, sure he does. It's an exercise in my determining whether or not you still have good judgment. And I'm telling you, if there are two young people and you're working and he's working, so you're able to combine your money, you have a little extra money so that you can put away a little bit every month so that you can save, so that you can buy the things that you want, That's good judgment. If you choose at your age to have a boyfriend who's in jail, that's an exercise in poor judgment. Chandra, get over it. Your father owes you nothing. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I want her to realize I'm trying to help her.
I worked hard for that car.
She's not helping me.
And then he's gonna take it back from me and then not return like he said he would do.
I'm trying to do her a favor.
My father's never treated me like he treats other kids. He's always treated me like I'm, an outsider.
I'm trying to help her to get out in life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Morton. Step forward, please.
Nurse Danae Johnson and her husband, Robert, are suing their niece's boyfriend, 18-year-old handyman Derek Morton, for damaging their car.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, is this your daughter?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And your daughter was dating the defendant.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. And you didn't approve?
Absolutely not.
According to your complaint, the defendant purposely damaged your car or a truck that you were in. And it appears to me that when you came home one day, your daughter wasn't home, you went to the police station to find out if they could help. You thought she was with the defendant. You were on your way home, you saw his truck, you decided to follow his truck, to confront him, and talk to him about dating your daughter. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was during this attempt to talk to him that he damaged your vehicle.
No.
Why don't you tell me what happened? You go home, you don't find your daughter. You go to the police, you're on your way home. You see his truck. Pick it up from there.
We followed the truck, and he took a turn.
You followed the truck?
Yes.
Go ahead.
He takes a turn down a road that has a circle drive on it, and as he went into the circle drive, I stopped and just sit there waiting for him to make the turn and come out the other side.
So you blocked his way?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My husband got out of the car, went to the passenger side of the car, pulled our daughter out of the car.
You go over to the passenger side. Open the door?
Yep.
And how did you pull your daughter out?
I grabbed her by the arm and pulled her on out of there, and
And what is she saying to you as you're pulling her out of the car?
she started screaming, and I don't know exactly what she was saying, but she was yelling.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danae and Robert Johnson claim they spotted their 14-year-old daughter driving with 18-year-old Derek Morton. The Johnsons say when they pulled them over, Derek damaged their car.
Okay, you get her out of his truck.
Right.
And what do you do with her when you get her out of his truck?
Well, she's standing beside me. I kind of leaned in my head in there to tell him to not be messing with my daughter, and that's when he started to take off. And he kind of hit me with his truck on the leg, and then I was worried about her because she was out of the car, and he started coming toward her and hit her with the truck.
Hit her body or hit her car?
Hit her body.
Our daughter was jumping on his back and telling Derek, go, take off, take off. I got out of the car to go get my daughter, was what I was doing. And
to pull
she started
your daughter
screaming.
off your husband's back?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And she was yelling, take off, Derek, take off. And as I rounded the back of the car, he just floored it and was taking off. And I threw myself out of the way, caught my arm with his truck, kind of spun me around a little bit. He went on down the road, and I was furious, to say the least. We all got in the car, and we're headed to the police station. And we get down the gravel road a little ways, and Derek's just kind of toying around, going 3, 4, or 5 miles an hour, you know. Not really fast enough that you could follow him, so I stopped and looked down to grab an ink pen to have my husband write down his license plate number so there could be no question who it was. And as I was looking down, Bob and Jennifer yelled, watch out, Mom! And before I could look up, he had already thrown his truck in reverse, reversed into me, and then it takes off again.
That's what happened. So I was absolutely right. You went to talk to him and get your daughter out of his company, and it was during that time that you alleged that he both assaulted you with his truck and assaulted you with his truck and caused damage to your vehicle, right?
Right.
That's what I said when we started. So I only have a couple of questions for you, Derek. How old are you?
18.
How old is she?
15.
14.
14. You get the drift that her parents aren't crazy about you.
Yeah, but I want to tell my side of the story too. So.
I'm ready.
All right. They said it's a bunch of bullshit.
Now listen to me. Listen to me. Derek, do you know the difference between rain and shine?
Yes.
Listen to me. Look at me. I don't want you to follow it through. You know the difference between rain and shine? Yes?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between black and white?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a playground and a courthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Speak.
Yes.
In a playground, you can use whatever language you like. In a courthouse, watch your mouth, or then I don't listen to you. Do we understand each other, Derek? Now, you're going to start to tell me your story again, but you're going to leave out the playground language. You got it? Speak.
Yes.
Good. Now I'll hear you.
All right. I was driving down the road, right? And then she was on my bumper.
Correct. That's exactly what she was doing. They did exactly the wrong thing. Whatever they did was wrong, mother and father.
Did you let me finish my story?
Did you just hear what I said? I said whatever they did was wrong.
Well, be quiet while I'm talking. All right, this you.
Oh, get him out of here. Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, sometimes God did not shine on you right. God did not shine on him and give him brains. It gave him the brain cells of an amoeba. You know, we all had to start from someplace. So I understand if you don't want your daughter to have anything to do with him. However, you went about it the wrong way. Do you understand?
Yes.
You went around it the wrong way. Your initial reaction was right. You went to the police station and you said, my underage daughter is with this 18-year-old cretin, and I want him out of her company. But you cut him off. You touched his car, sir. When you grabbed open the door to his car, you put your hands on his property in a threatening manner. You created a situation where your own daughter is jumping on your back. Is that ridiculous?
Well, I wasn't going to do nothing. The cops told me if I assaulted him, I'd be going to jail, so...
Listen to me, sir. You were creating a situation that potentially was inflammatory because he doesn't have any brains. He reacts. He reacts like an animal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you probably knew that. I assume that you knew that. Maybe she doesn't know that. But you were smart enough to know that. You don't confront an animal. You let professionals, exterminators, confront animals. That's what the police are there for. You don't do it yourself, because when you do it yourself, you get your truck banged up. And that's what happens, and you got to pay for it.
Honest, and parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young ladies, have seats, please.
No, I think, Bird, we're going to have the two young ladies up and the mothers sitting down, because the mothers really weren't involved in this. So I really have to speak to the girls. So why don't you two sit down? Tell me your first name.
Kayla.
And your first name?
Chelsea.
All right, let me just briefly summarize what this case is about. You two young ladies used to be good friends, is that right?
Yes.
And Kayla, you say that you lent a CD to Chelsea. She returned the CD scratched. And when your mother tried to get her mother to pay for the CD, there was all kinds of bad talking back and forth. And then you say Chelsea hit you, beat you up, broke your glasses, and your mother is suing Chelsea's mother to pay for the CD, pay for the glasses, and for a little bit of pain and suffering because you were really frightened. And Chelsea says that she was just defending herself, that she didn't start up with you, you really started up with her. That's what I gather from the papers, although girls didn't write out this complaint and answer. They're written by your mothers, who really weren't there, who were only getting the stories from you. So since I am the truth machine, I will decide, and I will ask the questions, because you know I will ask much more piercing questions than your parents asked you. Feet together. All right, Kayla. When did you lend the CD to Chelsea?
September something, at the beginning of September.
Sometime in September. And when it was returned to you, it was damaged so that you couldn't listen to it?
Yes.
So what did you do?
My mom asked me if I wanted to call Chelsea, and I had said yes. I called her, and Chelsea answered. She started getting in an argument because I had asked her if she would either replace it or pay me back so I could buy a new one.
Okay. You remember that conversation, Chelsea?
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
She said, will you replace the CD because it was scratched in the
And you said what?
I said no, because I didn't scratch it.
Well, who scratched it?
Hey, my friend.
Your friend who?
Haley.
Where was the CD when it was scratched? In your house?
No.
Where was it?
Haley's house.
So then you lent the CD to Haley?
Yes.
With Kaylee's permission.
Just a second. Tell me about how you came to lend the CD to Haley.
I went over to Haley's house, and she liked the CD. She said, can I borrow it? And I said, I have to ask Kaylee. And then when Kaylee was there, I she said yes, and then I landed it over to Haley.
Did she ever ask you if she could lend the CD to Haley?
No, ma'am.
No, she didn't. I don't believe that story that you just told me. See, that's number one. You only get a chance to lie once to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. So, you had the CD, it was in your custody, it was damaged because either you damaged it or you lent it to somebody else, they damaged it, it's your responsibility, you take care of it, you buy her a new CD. Now let me hear about the assault and the glasses.
Well, we were at our volleyball game, and Chelsea started by hitting and kicking the volleyballs out of my hand, and she would call me the B word, and I would go to my bus stop, and I'd go to get on the bus, and Chelsea would have all her friends come up to say that Chelsea was going to punk me, and I didn't know what punk meant.
Okay, just a second. So she's been bothering you. I want you to tell me what happened the day your glasses got broken.
Okay. We got off the bus. Chelsea started walking.
You were on the bus together?
Yes. We got off the bus. Chelsea's bus stop is still a block ahead of mine. We got off the bus, and Chelsea started following me. I got to the end of the crosswalk, and Chelsea pushed me down to the ground. I got up. I started running to my friend Lynn's house on the corner. She wasn't home, so I went to go get out of the doorway, and Chelsea punched me in my stomach. I fall to the floor, and I got up. That's when I start running, and Chelsea punched me again because I turned around to the side, and she punched me in my side. That's when I was to the end of the driveway, and gravel came up and hit me in my face, and I had scratches all over my lenses, and my lens was all bent.
All right, now, Chelsea, I want you to tell me your version of those events. You were on the bus together.
Yeah, we was on the bus together. We got off.
Look at me.
We got off at the same street together.
Now, is that the street you always get off at?
Yes.
Is that where your house is?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I wasn't following her, actually. I was going over to Tanisha's house, and I did not punch her in the stomach.
Just tell me what you did do, not what you didn't do.
And
look at me.
When we went into this house, I pushed her.
Why did you push her?
Because she kept on saying, you're going to replace the CD and replace the glasses and stuff.
No, you hadn't touched her glasses yet. Her glasses weren't hurt yet. You're following her, and you said you pushed her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you again, why did you push her?
Because she kept on saying, you're going to replace the CD and stuff.
So she's saying to you, you're going to replace the CD, so you pushed her. And what happened when you pushed her?
She pushed me back, and then we kept on pushing each other, and then she fell on this couch. And
how did she fall on a couch?
Because she knocked on this lady's door, and...
She knocked on a lady's door?
Yes.
Now, in order to get to this lady's door, Chelsea, did she have to walk up a driveway?
No.
Did she have to walk up a porch?
Yes.
Had you ever been in that house before?
No.
Did you know who lived there?
No.
So she went up and knocked on the lady's door. Go ahead. What did you do?
She told me to come in there, so I went in there.
Who told you to come in?
Kayla.
Did that happen?
No, ma'am.
Of course not. Of course it didn't happen.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Unless you take control of this not fully cooked 12-year-old, you are going to suffer, but so is she. And when you say to me, I believe my daughter, I say, you are hopeless.
And later today,
your answer is so ludicrous that I wondered whether you told your parents you were coming today, whether they tried to discourage you. This is the youth of America. I want you to listen to this. This is not going to take long.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Kayla Schmitz says former friend, 12-year-old Chelsea Mora, assaulted her, breaking her glasses. Chelsea says Kayla started it.
You push her. She pushes you. She falls down. Then she goes into some person's house to get away from you. You follow her. Now let's hear the rest.
No, she told the old lady that lived there that she was going to call her mom. She wanted me to come in there to talk to her mom. So I went in there, and she pushed me, and then I pushed her back, and she fell on the couch.
Oh, go ahead.
Chelsea came in the house because I don't know why, but I went to go call my mom, and Chelsea came in.
Did you know the lady whose house that was?
No, I didn't. I just started knocking on people's doors because I didn't want to get hit no more, but I went into this lady's house. She had let me in. I went to go pick up the phone. She had Chelsea and April coming in her front door. They were coming in.
You mean she was with somebody else?
Yes, April. Miss Jackson, that was the lady's name. Miss Jackson had April and Chelsea come in. Chelsea pushed me. I hung up the phone. I pushed her back. Chelsea pushed me. I fell into the corner of
Where
Miss
was
Jackson's
April
car.
during all this time?
Just watching her.
You didn't tell me about April.
April got off the bus stop with me.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have your hands full with her. Do you understand? I've been in this business a very long time. And if she managed to put this over on you so that you actually believe this story that she's telling, then you are creating more of a monster than she already is. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let me see the glasses, please. How much was the CD?
About 20 bucks.
Mm-hmm. How much is it going to cost you to replace the glasses?
I've already replaced them. It
How
was
much were they?
$136.
Are you both still at the same school?
No.
You changed schools?
She did.
Why do you think she changed schools?
Because she moved.
Did it have anything to do with her?
Yes.
No. Did it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can step up. You too. When did you move?
October 15th.
Is it because of this incident?
Yes, it was. This continued for a couple of weeks.
You mean after this? After
Yes.
this? Tell me about the continuation. Were you a witness to the continuation of any of it?
Only Kayla coming home every day saying that Chelsea had all of her friends threatening to beat her up, and we called the school counselor. He was unable to get a hold of Chelsea's mom because she was in jail. So.
What were you in jail for?
I wasn't in jail that time, Your Honor.
Where were you?
However, I was out of town, and when Kayla decided to spend the night with Chelsea, and I said that they could not spend the night.
Listen to me. Who was supervising your daughter?
My other daughter.
How old is she?
19.
Your Honor?
And I never let my children spend the night if their parents not going to be there.
Listen to me very carefully. Your daughter is heading down the wrong path.
I believe my daughter, Your Honor.
She's a liar.
I believe my daughter, Your Honor.
She's a liar. She's a bully. A liar and a bully. And if she is being unsupervised at your home, I'm telling you, you're going to visit her one day in jail. I'm telling you that. And I've had a lot more experiences with kids like that than you have. Because I sat in a court where I saw brats like that 200 times a month. 200 times a month. She's pulling the wool over your eyes, madam. She's a bully.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Kayla Schmitz says former friend, 12-year-old Chelsea Mora, assaulted her, breaking her glasses. Chelsea says Kayla started it.
She's a bully and a liar.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I do not believe that.
Well, then it's very unfortunate. Then you're going to have to believe that you are a co-conspirator, and whatever happens to her, you, as a parent, are
Your
going
Honor,
to deserve
this
that.
mother called me 10 times a day. I did not call her at once. And I kept hanging up on her. She kept saying, you will pay, you will pay. I kept hanging
What
up.
has that have to do with what your
She
daughter just
harassed
did?
us.
What does that have to do with what your daughter did? It has nothing to do with that. Maybe she overreacted when she just should have said, listen, she scratched the CD, big deal. That happens. Kids, that happens with kids.
That's exactly what I said to the mother.
Fine.
I said, let
That's
them
what
work
you
it out.
said. They can't work it out unless your daughter has money. She's calling you as a parent and saying, I want you as a mother to do the responsible thing. She had my daughter's CD. She returned it so that it's not usable, and we would like her to replace it. And you said, let the girls work it out.
Exactly.
Wrong. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, why I look at him, so you'll understand. Bird thinks that I am sometimes too verbally harsh, right? And we had a discussion about that. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not true. Because sometimes the only thing that people like you understand is very clear, monosyllabic words like liar, cheat, sometimes two words, bully, jail, juvenile hall. Sometimes maybe that's all you understand. But certainly your daughter caused, because of your lack of supervision of what she was doing, a whole family to uproot themselves, to change schools. We're not talking about just broken glasses and a broken CD. We're talking about her being a mean-spirited bully, and you're sanctioning it. And I'm telling you, you are going to suffer for it as a parent. But more than that, you're fully cooked. You go to jail, you're out of town, a 19-year-old is supervising a 12-year-old. You think that that's okay, but she's not fully cooked yet. And unless you take control of this not fully cooked 12-year-old, you are going to suffer, but so is she. And when you say to me, I believe my daughter, I say, you are hopeless. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $1,000, and that includes your moving costs. Goodbye.
All these are excused. You may step out.
They asked me if I wanted to file assault charges, and I said no, I just wanted to keep her safe.
Other mother knew that my 19-year-old was watching the girls, so if she chose that it was unsupervised, she knew what was going on.
The whole family's going to end up in jail.
Chelsea's a very good child.
Make your friends wisely.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Adams versus Harbert. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Brian Adams and his mother, Louise Adams, are suing 20-year-old clothing company owner Joe Harbert for damages to Brian's personal property after Joe threw him in a pool.
Mr. Harbert, who do you live with, sir?
I live with my parents right now.
How old are you?
20 years old.
Was it your intention to come into this courtroom, which, as you know, is a televised courtroom, and to tell the world out there that you're not wrapped too tight?
No. Why would I do that? I wouldn't.
I mean, I read the complaint and I read your answer. And your answer is so ludicrous that I wonder whether you told your parents you were coming today, whether they tried to discourage you.
Kinda.
This is the youth of America. I want you to listen to this. This is not going to take long. Young Mr. Adams over here, who is a minor, went to a pool party. I want you to listen to this carefully.
Your Honor.
Quiet! He went to a pool party, and he was standing around the pool. Somebody else had thrown, uncross your arms, had thrown Mr. Harbert into the pool. He got out of the pool, looked around, and he threw Mr. Adams into the pool. Now, Mr. Adams had his cell phone and the lock for his car and his shoes. I mean, he's all dressed, and all those things were ruined. So he wants Mr. Harbert to pay for the things that got ruined. And I want to tell you what Mr. Harbert's defense is. He said when you go to a pool party, you get wet.
It's a cake party.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, and I know that he took time to write this in between his master's program. He said, when I climbed out, I pushed the two people who I thought pushed me in. One of them was Mr. Adams. Everyone was around the pool and they were getting wet. Most people ended up in the water. It was clear that if you were near the pool, you were going to get wet. If I hadn't pushed him in, someone else would have. It was a party. So I wanted to see what kind of an idiot would write that in an answer. Now I saw it. Can I have the receipts, please, of the damaged property?
Isn't it that same type of logic that if you're standing in a garage, that makes you a mechanic?
Or if you're standing in a garage, you're going to get hit by a car.
There you go.
How about that? Sir, if I were to ask you whether all of the items that are reflected in these bills was damaged, they were damaged as a result of being watered down when you were thrown in the pool, would your answer be yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, could you repeat it?
I said if I were to ask you whether these receipts that your mother has furnished me were the items that were damaged when you were thrown in the pool, would your answer be yes?
Yes.
That's better. Mr. Harbert, if I were to ask you whether you were lucid when you signed and swore to this answer.
I don't know what lucid means.
You don't know what lucid
No,
means?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what I was watching the other night? You ever see when Jay Leno walks America?
Jaywalking.
Jaywalking, is that what it's called? And he talks to youth of America and asks them questions like, you know, who was buried in Grant's tomb? And they go, You ever seen that? You ever seen?
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Clemens, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together. You claim that in September of last year, he assaulted you.
Yes.
Then again, there was some sort of an altercation in October of last year, and you were arrested. And it is your claim that after that, you were barred from going to the house, and Mr. Powell got rid of all of your property.
No, he has all my property.
You want it back, or you want what he got rid of? You want the value of it? Mr. Powell says that there was never an assault in September, at least not one perpetrated by him.
Correct.
And that the property that you're speaking of was property that you were supposed to retrieve with the assistance of a third party pursuant to a court order. You never got a third party to come and get your property, and he got rid of it.
Correct.
Okay. How long did you live together, Ms. Clemens?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
From when to when?
From November of 2000 until October of 2001.
2002. Were you living in his apartment, your apartment, or is it an apartment that you moved into together?
He moved into my apartment, and after that, we moved into a house.
So you were living in 2002 in a leased house?
Yes.
And in whose name was the lease?
Both of ours.
Is that right?
This is correct.
And when did the lease expire?
February 1st of 2003.
So at the time that you left the house in October of 2002, there was still a few months to go on the lease. Is that right? All right. Now, I want you to tell me first, since you're suing for this assault that allegedly happened in September of 2002, I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding that assault.
Me and Mr. Powell got into an argument, and basically it was the same thing, arguing about who did what, and basically we weren't getting along. We weren't getting along at all. And he hit me.
What time of the day? Where were you?
And it was nighttime, and I was in my room.
And he just hit you? Did he hit you with a fist? Did he hit you with an object? Did he hit you with a hand?
His open hand.
And what happened after he hit you?
I cried for a while. We argued some more, and he left out the room.
And then what happened?
The next day I woke up feeling sore all over, so I went to the hospital.
You have a hospital report?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it. Where were you hit?
Here, there, and on my other arm.
You said he slapped you with an open fist.
He slapped me and he hit me a couple times.
You didn't tell me that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear, but he slapped me and hit me a couple times.
Did you go to the police?
No, I did not. I refused
After you went to the hospital, where did you go?
I went back home.
Did you tell them at the hospital that you have a safe place to go?
Not exactly, no, because...
Well, that's what they say that you told them.
Yes,
that you had a safe place to go, and the safe place to go is you went home.
Yes, because he was at work. It was safe at home. He was gone.
Well, did you pack up your things and leave?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I was in love with Mr. Powell. We had had arguments before.
So then if you were in love with Mr. Powell and you decided to stay, and I'm not interested in your suing him now because he slapped you in September when you went home and you decided to stay. Do you have children together?
No, we do not.
So the only thing that you have together is a lease?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Were you working at the time?
Yes.
So then you're not financially dependent upon him for any reason?
Oh, no, he was financially dependent on me.
So that there was no reason why you couldn't just pick up and leave?
I understand that, ma'am.
Who are these people here with you today?
My best friend, M.J. Andrews, and my ex-husband who took me to the hospital, and they're here with me to support me.
So you could have gone to either one of their houses, is that right, if you felt that you were in danger?
I don't feel like I was in that much danger because...
So then why are you suing him now?
I don't... The suing him for the violence is not important. What's important today is my things that were left in the house, and I did try to obtain...
Just 1 second. I'm not there yet. So what you're telling me is you just threw in this September incident for good measure.
They asked me what happened, and I told them.
Well, you could tell them, but you had no inkling to sue him for this. Fine. That's good, because from me you wouldn't get anything. I'm not even sure that it happened. Now I'd like you to tell me what happened in October. I'm going to you because according to you there was an assault in October.
Correct.
And she was arrested.
Correct.
Let me hear what happened.
Okay, basically what happened was, as she may have mentioned, that we were not getting along at this point in our relationship because of the different mood swings that she would have, as well as the what I would characterize as obsessive, possessive type of behavior towards me in our relationship. Yes.
How long did you know Miss Clemens?
I knew her for 2 years.
When you knew her, was she taking medication?
I wasn't aware of her taking medication until maybe 6 months in our relationship.
Either an antidepressant, is that what you take, antidepressants?
Yes. I'm no longer on them. I no longer take them.
But you were taking them for quite a while.
Yes, and Mr. Powell knew because...
That's all. You were taking them for quite a while.
But Mr. Powell was aware of the time that I got the prescription, and he knew how long I was taking them and why.
Between 1995 and 2000, had you been taking antidepressants or any other psychiatric medication?
I only started taking Zoloft, which is an antidepressant, in 2001.
Okay.
Prior to that, no,
nothing. In October, sir,
yes.
You want to tell me what happened?
As she said, she was prescribed. I said she was prescribed medication, but she wasn't taking it, or if she was taking this medication, she was taking it with the addition of alcohol at the same time, which basically caused the violent mood swings. There was a lot of violence anyway. October 3rd, it escalated to the point where she pushed me through a glass door. The glass was already broken from an incident that she had broken this glass before for being upset with me, and that was basically how she showed her anger, was to break things and throw things. Anyway, the police were called in. She was arrested at that point.
On the 3rd of October?
Correct. There's a temporary protection order that's given with any domestic violence case. She violated that temporary protection order by constantly harassing and stalking me, as well as coming by the house, as well as the number of phone calls that she would call. Like I said, I have an answer machine that takes 50 messages. She would fill those up totally. I presented this to the police department, and they rearrested her for violation of the
When did they
protection.
rearrest her?
November the 4th, I want to say, Your Honor. I'm not sure exactly when, but at that court date, she was dealing with some bad check things, as well as a preliminary trial on this domestic violence. They rearrested her that day because they had an arrest warrant out for her, but they couldn't find her. They got her when we went to court that day, so she was rearrested at that time. So I made sure that the judge understood that my problem is only this. I want this woman to deal with the medication and help herself. I even told him I don't even want her to have jail time, as opposed to, could you just make sure that there's something in place that she gets treatment for her symptoms? And basically what she was doing was she was causing me and my son, she was jeopardizing me and my son's life through all these different things.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
After she basically kept violating judge's orders and putting me and my son's life in jeopardy, I felt that there was no need for me to keep this going on. This civil case is basically the same example of her trying to keep some type of relationship going here, Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell owes for the return of property and for an assault. Ricardo says Lisa is a violent woman.
Miss Clemens, in November, did you plead guilty to any of these charges, and were you given a year's probation?
I pled guilty to the violation of the protection order, and they dismissed the domestic violence.
The underlying.
The only reason I placed those phone calls to Mr. Powell in violation of the protection order was because I had no longer had any of my things. Mr. Powell denied a third party on two other occasions.
Wait just one second. I'm not there yet. I asked you if you pled guilty. The answer is yes. You had an attorney, is that right?
Yes, and I spent a night in jail.
Okay. Now, as part of the order, the judge told you that you could send a third party for your property.
Yes, but Mr. Powell...
Just a second. What was the name of the third party that you designated to get your property?
My Aunt Donna. Mr. Powell denied.
Just a second. What was wrong with these two people here to get your property?
My aunt was available with me in court, and therefore the people, when I left the courthouse that day, we designated her because the court officers were there.
Who designated her?
My lawyer and I, because she was there. She was available. She was in court.
Was that part of the order?
No, it's not. The person is designated on the court papers. I went back to court, Your Honor.
I'm not there yet, Ms. Clement. I'm trying to go in order. When, for the first time, were you contacted by Ms. to get her property?
There was never any contact business. There was only contact by Lisa a week after the trial.
Just a second.
Yes.
A week after
the trial.
The trial.
Correct.
Did you, Ms. Clements, go to the defendant's house?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did your aunt go to the defendant's house?
No, she did not. I have a witness here today that he claims was with me. I have not even driven down the street.
Just a second. Is there any reason why you brought these two witnesses here today instead of your aunt?
Because my aunt is working and she could not get off of work.
Don't these people work?
Yes, but...
Listen to me, Ms. Clements. The defense that Mr. Powell has in this case is that you were instructed by the court to have a third party retrieve your property. His defense is you never had a third party contact him in order to get that property. You say that you did, and that third party was your aunt. So it would seem to me that that is a key witness. These people aren't key witnesses. This person was the person you designated. Why would you not bring a pivotal witness who you say can testify that you were trying to comply with the judge's order?
My aunt was not, to me, a pivotal key witness in this instance.
Well, to me, she is.
I understand that,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to see a list of the property that you say you left behind at Mr. Powell's. Do you still have the bed with the mattress and box spring?
No.
Chest of drawers?
No.
Jewelry?
No.
What'd you do with it?
She had a couple bags of clothes, some books, and she does have one dresser. It's a desk. Right, that's it. Other than that, everything else is thrown out, which was shoes, it was toothbrushes, personal items, things of that nature. After she basically kept violating judge's orders and putting me and my son's life in jeopardy, I felt that there was no need for me to keep this going on. This civil case is basically the same example of her trying to keep some type of relationship going here, Your Honor.
Mr. Powell, I want you to tell me, sir, when she was arrested in October.
Correct.
Now, up until that time, the two of you had lived together for a couple of years. When you live together for a couple of years, you accumulate property. You have your clothes and things. Did there ever come a time when you gave certain of her property over to somebody so that she would have clothes and shoes?
As soon as she got out of jail, she was there within 2 hours with the police escort to get her things. They gave her things. They allowed her to take things out that day. So she took most of her things that first day.
Miss Clemens, on October the 4th, were you accompanied by a police officer, easy to verify, back to Mr. Powell's house to retrieve some of your property?
Yes, I was accompanied by the police officers.
And how long did you stay with the police officer, which is also easy to verify, in Mr. Powell's house?
Mr. Powell rushed us out after about 20 minutes. He told me to get what I could get and get out.
No, there was a police officer with you.
Yes, and
there was a police officer with you. I assume that if you were there with an officer, you wanted to get things that were most valuable to you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you take your jewelry?
Because the jewelry was what I consumed. What jewelry I had on was most important to me. The jewelry that was left in the house were things I did not wear every day. The clothing I obtained was stuff that I needed to get through the week. Mr. Powell stopped me from getting everything. I wish I could.
I'm not talking about everything. I'm asking you about a specific thing. I'm asking you about jewelry. To me, woman goes into a house, she grabs cash and jewelry first, and then you go to your pocketbook.
Your Honor,
what? Go ahead.
I have this whole situation with Lisa has been such a terrifying thing. As I said, I've even neglected to countersue her for the amount of rent left on our lease, as well as the damages to the house, which I have pictures of right here. Those damages would be in a total of somewhere between $800 and $900. The rent would be the total of like $1,400. I don't want nothing else to do with this whole situation whatsoever, so I've neglected to countersue.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When did you go to get her things?
No, I never got a chance to because the officer called me back and said he changed his mind.
No, I don't believe. Let's not get involved with things that you really don't know anything about.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell won't return her property. She also claims Ricardo assaulted her.
I would like to know, Mr. Powell, on what date you disposed of, according to you, these couple of bags of clothing and shoes.
November the 19th, the day that she came over a week after the trial in violation of the judge's order. There was no more purpose at that point. She was going to keep violating the protection order. She was going to keep violating the judge's order.
Now, she was found guilty on the violation.
She was found guilty on the domestic violence. She had it mixed up, Your Honor. That's the only thing I'm clarifying. She was found guilty of the domestic violence. I plea bargained her to dismiss the violation of the temporary protection order.
So she wouldn't go to jail?
Correct. That she would get this counseling.
Right. So she wouldn't go to jail because
Correct.
if you're found guilty on the violation, what?
Correct. Yes, sir.
You want to say something?
Yes.
Well, step up for a second. Tell me what you want to say. Your last name is?
My last name is Twiner.
Go ahead.
I went with the police to their house to get her clothes and things.
Is that the day she was released?
This was the second time, I believe. And he would not let her get anything. And the police called both their lawyers, and I believe both lawyers agreed that she could get these things. And he told them at first she could come and get them. And then the police called me back.
Just a second. Who did he tell she could come and get?
He told the police.
How do you know that?
Because the officer called me at home, at my house, and told me that I could go and get the things without her.
You, not her.
Not her.
You.
Me. Right.
Fine. When did you go to get her things?
Now,
listen to me carefully. When did you go to get her things?
I never got a chance to because the officer called me back and said he changed his mind.
No. I don't believe.
Oh, well,
that I don't believe. Yeah. He said you could go.
Exactly.
Was she going with you?
No, she was not allowed to go.
Good.
She was there to...
Now let me hear your version of these events.
Okay, Your Honor. After the police, they said she has a reasonable expectation to come after the domestic violence case to come back and get some things out of her house. I gave them the run of the house to get what they have to do because I understood the police officers. After that, I was advised by the police officers as well as the prosecutor's office that anything else after this would have to be dealt with in court. They came over 3 extra more times after that in violation of what everybody is stating.
Who's they?
She came over more than once. He came over the second time after the police with her, too. She was there with him the second time.
Where was she?
They were in the truck in front of the house.
Did you ever go over to the house in the truck with her? Shh. The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Well, you can't do that, sir.
Okay, well, we met the police there at the house. And we were not in front of your house. We were 2 doors down, actually.
No.
We called the police before going to his house.
She can't go there, sir. Don't you understand that?
Exactly. I understand that. Okay, Jan, if you may, if she can't go there, why would he have her come there and pay the rent and then put her out?
Again,
after the whole situation.
Let's not get involved with things that you really don't know anything about.
Thank you. I know about it.
Okay? Sit down.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You have to put a period. You have to say this did not work out. The relationship is over. I'm not going to have anything to do with him. I lost some. He may have lost some. I lost more. That's the way it usually goes. It's over. Forget it. Go buy a new TV and a new hamper. Do you understand?
Yes,
it's finished. It's over. If you stop taking your medication because you don't feel as if you need it anymore,
I'm not with him anymore.
if you don't feel as if you need it anymore, that's a judgment that you're going to have to make. I'm not so sure, Miss Clements, that that's the best idea. However, if you think that that's a good idea, fine. Cross him off and say it's over and let it go. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. This is case number 449 on the calendar in the matter of Anashevska versus Lutz Henry. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mrs. Anashevska, you own a car, but your daughter was driving the car?
No, my daughter owned the car.
Your daughter is how old?
16. She worked for 2 years to purchase this car. I own it with
Who was the titled owner of the car?
both of us.
Okay, because she's a minor, she can't own the property. Right. That's why you're here. And according to your complaint, these 2 young men took your daughter's car really almost without her permission or with her coerced permission, according to you. She was in the car. They drove the car recklessly. They blew the engine of the car, and they also sexually abused her and assaulted her while she was in the car. That's what you say.
Yes.
That's what your daughter told you.
Yes.
These 2 guys say, listen, we were at a party. She let us drive the car. We drove the car with her in it, around the block a couple of times. Nothing else happened. The car died. They had nothing to do with it. Is that right, gentlemen?
That's correct.
Okay. So since you weren't there and you really don't know what happened, is that a fair statement?
That's fair.
I just have a few questions for you, then you can sit down. When did this incident happen with your daughter?
July 26th.
And when had she gone out that day?
She'd been at a family reunion until roughly 10-ish.
Don't look at her. Look at me.
Roughly 10 when she was...
10 p.m.?
Correct.
So she was at a family reunion with you all day?
No, with her father.
Okay.
We're divorced.
So you really don't know anything that happened that day?
It's just from her.
Just for my purposes, I'm going to get what she told you. She told you she got a call. She was at a reunion with her father until 10 o'clock. Then she got a call from some people, and she left.
Correct.
And did she tell you where she went?
To be a sober driver for this party.
Now you can sit down. Step up. Tell me your first name.
Jamie.
Ryan.
How old are you, Ryan?
22.
Corey, 21.
What time had you arrived at this party?
Around 7 o'clock.
How many people were there?
Probably 10, 12.
And whose house was it at?
Friends, Mike.
What time did you see her at the party?
It's been 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Is that right?
No, it was later than that.
How late?
It was around 10:30.
What were you doing at the party?
Anna, a friend of mine from high school, had called me and she was drinking.
Called you where?
On my cell phone. I was on my way back home and asked me to drive her because she had been drinking.
So you arrived at this party. Had you known about the party that day?
No.
You had no idea that there was a party at Mike's house?
Exactly.
Did you know Mike?
From school, yes.
So you knew him?
Yes.
Had you ever been to his house before?
No.
So you got there at 10:30, and what did you do?
I drove some people home. I drove some people to Quick Trip.
You drove some people home?
Yes.
Who did you drive home?
Anna and Sarah.
About how far was it to drive them home from Mike's house?
It was probably a 10-minute drive.
And what did you do after you dropped them off?
Well, we went to her house and were there for
Who's
Anna's house, sorry.
Went to Anna's house, just the three of you?
Right. And we were there for about a half an hour. Her mother asked if she had driven. She said no, I was the sober driver. And I talked to her mother. And then she decided she wanted to go back to the party. So I took her back.
That was pretty stupid.
Yes, it was.
So you took her back to the party. Where was her mother when you decided to take her back to the party?
She went to sleep.
So, Jamie, I'm not stupid. Maybe your mother's willing to believe all this nonsense that you told her. I'm not. Because if you went to pick up your friend because you wanted to be a good Samaritan and your friend had been drinking and you took her home, then you say, so your mother is saying, you're a very responsible young lady. But a very responsible young lady doesn't say, okay, then I'm going to take you back to the party so we could all party.
I had no intention of letting that happen.
Then you go home. You don't drive back another 10 minutes to take her to a party. Now, when you took her back to the party, what was your intention?
Everyone seemed like they were staying there, so I wasn't needed anymore.
What do you mean you weren't needed anymore? You went to pick her up because she had been drinking too much to drive home. You take her home. She decides to go back to the party to drink some more, so you decide that she doesn't need you anymore, and you were leaving.
My main goal was that nobody drove drunk that night.
Then you shouldn't have taken her back. I'm telling you, madam, your mother may believe this nonsense that you told her. I don't. If your main goal was that nobody should be drunk and driving, then you leave your friend at home, at her home, and you say, I'm going home now. So then you drive her back to the party, along with the other girl, I assume.
Yes.
And then you were leaving.
Yes.
So what happened?
As I was walking out, they stopped me, Corey and Ryan, and wanted to drive my car. I said no, I was tired. I worked in the morning. I wanted to get home, but they insisted that they at least see it. So as they walked me to my car, they kept pressuring me into letting them drive it, and finally I decided it would just be easier to let them. I didn't want them to not like me. I felt kind of peer pressured. And so I let Ryan drive the car, and as I went to get into the passenger seat, Corey then got in first and pulled me onto his lap, and Ryan started driving very fast into these country roads. And they began fishtailing around gravel road corners, doing 93 miles an hour and screaming that the car would only go 93 miles an hour. And while they were doing this, I kept asking them to slow down or stop, and they wouldn't.
And
as we went back into town, the car started making some funny noises, and they told me it was a belt and it would probably just straighten out. And I was worried. I knew that wasn't right, but I was tired and felt really violated, and I just wanted to get home.
Why did you feel violated?
Because while Ryan was totaling my car, Corey continued to try to grope my breasts and to get his hands in my pants, and I kept trying to have to fight him off, and he wouldn't stop.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She kind of started making moves with me and Ryan.
I want you to show me with Ryan. Ryan's next to you. How she rubbed up against you, sir?
Kind of like this, and then, kind of back and forth, and sitting on my lap, she was rubbing my leg and stuff like that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Jamie Swanson claims former friends Ryan Lutz and Corey Henry damaged her car during a party. Jamie also says Corey sexually assaulted her.
What time did you get back?
It was about 12:31.
Well, let me figure this timeline out. 10:30 you arrived at the party. You picked up your friend and her friend. You drove her home. 10 minutes. Let's say that's 11:15. According to you, you stayed at Anna's house for a half hour. That's 11:15. Then she wanted to go back to the party. You got her back to the party. That's 11:30. Now it's 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I'm missing an hour and a half. What happened in that hour and a half?
There were people there that wanted things from the Quick Trip in the gas station in Iota. So I took a list of what everyone wanted and went down and got it for them. I just made sure nobody drove. That was...
Oh, Jamie, that's such a crock. You made excuses to your mother because the car got totaled. I don't believe that you went there and then you took lists of things of people that wanted, and you went grocery shopping for everybody. I mean, I don't understand that.
I had a friend who was killed by a drunk driver, and ever since then, I don't want anyone driving.
Jamie, if you don't want anyone driving, then you drove your friend Anna home, and you leave her there. You don't take her back to the party.
Can I say something?
No, you weren't there. You believe this story?
I have a letter from someone that saw her.
You believe that? Saw her do what?
That saw her at the Quick Trip with the other kids intoxicated.
What does that have to do with? I believe she went there. I believe she was part of this party. Whether it's because she wanted to be accepted or whether she wanted to be part of the group, she went to the party. And you believe this story that she took her friend back to the party because if she didn't take her back, somebody else would have? You believe that?
I don't think it was a smart thing to do, but I believe her, yeah.
Then you'd be responsible for your own car. Take off the blinders. I'm not finished with you. We haven't even started yet. Who was driving?
I was.
Why?
I just wanted to take the car for a ride.
Why?
Just never drove that kind of car, and I guess we just wanted to go for a ride around the block.
You had been drinking?
Had probably 2 beers.
I don't care what you say you had. If you got there at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
By 10:30 or 11 o'clock, you had more than 2 beers, young man. Now, you decide you want to take the car out for a spin. Is that what you say to her? Can I take your car for a ride?
Yes.
And what did she say?
She gave me the keys, and we all hopped in the car and we went around the block.
No. I want you to take it step by step, Ryan. Let's do a step by step. You had the keys in your hand.
Yes.
You got into the car.
Yes.
What happened next?
And we got in. I got in, started up the car. Corey got in. She got in and got on his lap.
Why did she get on your lap, sir?
I got in, and she wanted to come along, and it's just a 2-seater car, no bench seat.
Oh, it's just a 2-seater?
Yeah, so I'm cramped up.
There's no back seat?
No, it does have it's just bucket seats, but it's got a back seat also, yes.
So she wanted to come along, she didn't want to sit in the back?
I guess.
How much had you been drinking that night?
About probably 3-4 beers.
And what about the plaintiff? Did you see her drink anything?
I did not see her, but I did not get there until 11 o'clock.
Okay. Where were you up until 11 o'clock?
I was working until 9, and then a friend come and pick me up.
All right, well, that's not... You're working until 9. Where were you between 9 and 11?
We stopped in Dover and talked to a couple people, and then we went to another place, and then we arrived out there.
So you went to a couple of parties first?
Yes.
See how I made that simple for you?
Yes.
You know, sometimes young people think that older people, not old people, but older people, they have this lapse and they were just born old. It's really not true. Bird remembers what happens when he was young. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
So she got on your lap?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then we proceeded to leave, and as we were going out of town, she kind of started making moves at me and Ryan. And
how did she make moves at you and Ryan? Now, I want you to be very careful, because, you know, I'm really good at this. You know.
Started rubbing
keep me
up
here because I'm gorgeous. They keep me here because I'm really good at it.
She started rubbing up against me. And,
how did she do that? You know what I want you to do? I want you to show me with Ryan. Ryan's next to you. How she rubbed up against you, sir. I want you to show me that.
She was kind of like this, and then kind of, you know, rubbing on my shoulder.
I want to see.
Going like this and rubbing my arm and leg. And
she was rubbing your arm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she must have had her arm around your arm, is that right?
Correct.
Show me how she had her arm around.
Kind of like this, and then, you know, kind of back and forth, and sitting on my lap, you know, she was rubbing my leg and stuff like that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And, you know, I said no, I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't know her.
Just a second. Shh, please. Please. You said, I don't want nothing to do with that.
That is correct.
And what did she say to you?
She didn't say nothing.
Did she stop?
Yes, she did.
How fast were you driving?
60, 65, 70 maybe. I don't know. I couldn't see the speedometer.
Fast?
Not out of...
60, 65, and 70. You weren't on a highway, were you?
There was...
You weren't on a highway the entire way, were you?
No, not the entire way.
What happened when you got back to the party?
After we got out, I realized that we were kind of blocking this neighbor's driveway, and I'd mentioned that to Ryan, and he proceeded to get back in the car, and it wouldn't start. And after that, we tried to pop the hood to see if we could see what was going on or try and get it started, and we couldn't do that.
So now the car doesn't start. You had the car towed, is that right?
Yes.
Now, at what point, Jamie, did you call the police and tell them that you had been sexually assaulted by Corey?
The next day after it happened.
Can I see the police report, please? What time did you get home that night, Jamie?
It was about 1:30, 2 a.m.
Who took you home?
Anna.
So, Anna, your drunken friend took you home, is that right?
Right.
Who was home?
Nobody was. My neighbor was staying with me.
So nobody's home. Where was your mother?
She went to her husband's house. He had to live in Sioux City, Iowa, because of his visa. He's from Poland.
So instead of staying with your father where you had some supervision, you decided to stay in your own house where you had no supervision. Is that right?
My neighbor was staying with me.
Your neighbor wasn't supervising you, madam. You were out until 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock. What kind of supervision is that?
Not very good.
You were having a party. Now, at what point did you find out that your car wouldn't start, that the engine had blown on your car?
The day after I had it towed, the mechanic looked at it.
You had it towed?
Yes.
The next day?
Yes.
What time?
It was probably about 3 or 4-ish.
When did you find out that the car wouldn't start that day, on the 27th of July? Did you go back there in the morning?
I went back there, yes.
What time in the morning?
What was it? 9.
And at that time, it wouldn't start?
Right.
Right? Okay. And did you call the mechanic?
Yes.
And told the mechanic, please come and tow the car? Or he said to you he would come and tow the car?
It was a different towing service.
Yeah.
It was AAA. So they towed the car. The mechanic...
What time?
3 or 4 in the afternoon.
And you waited at the house all that time?
I waited at the car.
At the car?
Yes.
Well, the car was at the house.
Yes.
You waited in the car or at the house?
I waited in the car. I was in the house for a brief moment.
So you were in the house too?
Yes.
Who was in the house?
Ryan and Aaron were there, and Jared was there, and Mike.
What time did you go to the police station?
7-ish.
In the evening?
Yes.
See what I mean? Always get yourself tripped up, honey.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? I'm going to tell you, you're sorry. It's very easy. If you have been sexually assaulted, you don't hang around with the guys who were responsible, at least one of them who's responsible for your being sexually assaulted for a whole day, and then go to the police station in the evening to report it.
I was very, very upset after it happened, and...
Then you go to the police station right away. You don't wait until after you find out that your car's got a blown engine, and then start looking for a story. When the police asked you if you wanted to file charges with regard to the sex assault, what did you tell them?
I told them I didn't know yet. My mom was trying to make an arrangement so that I wouldn't have to deal with any of it because I was really emotional at the time.
No, this is what you told the police. You told the police that you didn't know whether you wanted to file charges or not because your mother had already contacted the 2 suspects' parents, and if they pay for the damage done to the motor, they won't file charges.
She was looking into my best interest so that I wouldn't have to see them again.
You saw them. You spent the day with them the next day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Corey, what's your last name?
Henry.
Case is dismissed as relates to Corey Henry. Sit down. I don't believe a word of what you say about being sexually assaulted by this young man. But I do believe that you took a car, and I do believe that you drove it recklessly, and I believe that you took it with her permission. So that means that both of you were responsible for what happened to the car. You're responsible and you're responsible. Now let me see the bill for the damage. When you leave a 17-year-old alone, unsupervised, they get into trouble. You understand that?
Yes.
This is a bill for therapy.
She's been in counseling ever since, and I have a letter from her psychiatrist stating that.
It's your bill. Next time you stay home with your daughter. If you paid $2,600 for the car a year and a half ago, I've taken off $600 for the year that she drove the car, year and some months that she drove the car, leaving the value of the car $2,000. I consider both of you responsible. You responsible and you responsible for what happened to the car. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, she's going to pay some and you're going to pay some.
Zamet Smith.
Who's bothering you?
That lady over there.
Raise your hand if you're bothering Bird. Stop it.
Thank you, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Stop it or step out?
There you go.
Who's Miss Zamet?
I am, Your Honor.
And you're Miss Smith?
Yes.
Which one is your son?
Tony's my son. This one right here.
Why don't you two lovely ladies sit down and let these two gentlemen come up here and see what I can do with, for, and to them. What is your first name?
Tony.
How old are you, Tony?
16. I'm 16 also.
You have a name?
Andy.
The reason I asked these two young men to come up here is because their parents don't really know what happened here because they weren't involved. They just relay what their children tell them. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Okay. You purchased an all-terrain vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a used one.
Yes.
And you left it in your yard?
Yes.
You came back after being gone for a week or so and you found that it was gone.
Correct.
Somehow they came into possession of your ATV.
That's correct.
And according to you, they damaged it substantially so that it really can't be used, and you want them to pay a substantial amount of money. They're parents.
Yes.
The parents say that the boys really did some creative decorating of your ATV. That's their answer, that they painted it and made it nice. But then somebody stole it from you, and those people that took it from you must be responsible for the damage. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, here we go. When did you purchase this ATV?
On May 16th this year, because I got a job in Lake Arrowhead, and it calls for an all-terrain vehicle.
And from whom did you purchase it?
My father.
And how much did you pay him for it?
$12.50.
You don't have a bill of sale, do you?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
This is actually a paper trail from the original owner.
Okay, I'd like to see it. Good. I love when people come prepared. Okay, do you live in a house, sir?
Yes, I live with my mom.
Is that where you brought the ATV?
No, I bought it at my yard where I keep all my equipment.
What
at
yard?
this place right here. I am a groundskeeper at this Buddhist temple. In exchange, I keep my equipment there.
Let me see it.
And this is the front entry of where I drive in, and it's posted private property, no trespassing. These boys are trespassing.
Let me see. Okay, so you left this ATV on the grounds of a Buddhist temple.
Yes.
You work as a groundskeeper?
I keep the grounds up. In exchange, I get to keep my equipment there. I'm an arborist. I keep all my equipment there.
Okay, fine. Good. Now, you got it on the 16th.
Yes.
And you put it there.
Yes.
When did you go looking for it again?
Oh, that week I got a, I didn't get this newspaper article just till recently, but this is where I went. I talked to the U.S. Forestry Department in San Bernardino, California, and there's over 1 million dead trees, and I want to go down there and help them remove the trees.
This is not show and tell.
I'm not saying this is show and tell. This is why I bought the quad.
Put it down, please. I asked you a very simple question, Mr. Vile. Where did you go and when?
I went to San Bernardino, Lake Arrowhead.
And when did you go there?
The week after I purchased the quad. I parked it up there with all my other equipment. I left.
Okay. And when did you come back?
Another couple weeks later.
So about 3 weeks went by.
Not 3 weeks, no. I went for a week to see what's going on in Lake Arrowhead so I can assist them with my services. I came back, the quad was gone.
Let me tell you what you wrote, sir, in your complaint. You say you purchased this 1986 Yamaha quad on May 16th, and you parked it on private property on May 18th. Then I went to Big Bear to do some work on the 19th and returned home a few weeks later. That's what you wrote.
That's irrelevant. This is private property.
Don't tell me what's irrelevant. I'll tell you what's relevant. I want you to try to answer my questions as best as you can. The questions that I have, not the things that are on your agenda, which are not relevant, as to why you went to work on trees. You purchased it on the 16th. I want to know when you left and when you left it on the grounds of the temple and when you returned.
I returned about a week and a half later. That's why I didn't have enough time to register when I got back.
I know you have your own agenda as far as your testimony, because what you're telling me is not relevant. What's relevant is when you left it there and when you came back and saw it missing. That's what I wanted to know. Did you file a police report?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because it's a small community. I drove around, looked at garages, just waiting for someone to drive in front of me. And I have a lot of eyes around the neighborhood, a lot of kids in the neighborhood. They know I had the quad. They gave me a note on my truck that they seen these boys driving it. And that's when I responded.
What date did you get the note on your truck?
I don't have the date. Well, actually, I do. It's on the police report, because that same day.
Can I see the police report, please?
I don't have the police report.
We have
Can I
a
see
copy
it,
of the
please?
police report. You'll notice that it's found property, not stolen also.
Yes. You stole the property. Let me explain something to you. Don't make any excuses to me. You stole the property.
It was a mistake.
When you take property that doesn't belong to you, that's stealing.
We didn't think it was, like there was no chain on it, there's no lock,
Listen,
there's
let
no
me
fence.
explain something to you. Let me explain something. I'm going to get to you in 1 second, but I want to tell you something. If you don't want to make this a very sad day in your life, you're not going to make excuses. You took property that didn't belong to you. When I grew up, that was called stealing. A car is not chained to its parking space, right? And if
Yes.
somebody leaves a car in a parking space and just happens to go into a store and leaves the keys in the car, that doesn't mean it's abandoned, that you can take it because it's not chained to the meter. We understand each other?
Yeah, we have.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let us assume that instead of a quad, all of a sudden your boy shows up and in the driveway is an automobile.
We didn't bring it.
Just a minute. This is my scenario, not yours.
They did not bring it back and put it.
Pay attention.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tom Vile says 16-year-olds Tony Zammit and Andrew Smith stole his quad runner. The teens say the vehicle was abandoned at a Buddhist temple.
Okay, so you told the police that you found it abandoned in a hill area behind the Buddhist church on approximately May 23rd. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wrote it.
Yes. It had no battery, and the ignition was broken, and we had to bump start it. We had to roll it and then start it. And then we parked it about 100 yards away from where it was, and then we came back the next day because the seat was falling off and the wheel. So we tightened the bolts, and then we painted the plastics because they were weathered, because it was originally red, and it faded to pink and white. And then we went back the next day, and it was gone.
Yeah, we're making it kind of like a little project, or like fixing it up. If anything, we made it better. We didn't break anything on it.
You want to say something?
The pictures that we have, Your Honor, show that what it looks like behind, because you could come down out of the hills where the kids ride their bikes, and you're right on to this dirt area. So it doesn't look like it's a contained area.
Doesn't have to be a contained area, madam. Let us assume that instead of a quad, this was a car. Okay?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, your boy shows up, and in the driveway is an automobile. And you say to him, where'd you get that from? He said, well, I was riding my bike up behind the Buddhist temple, and there was this car sitting there, and it wasn't attached to anything. And the starter wasn't working, and the color was faded. We looked around, nobody was there, so we jump-started it, and we brought it home because we want to make a project out of fixing it up.
We didn't bring it.
Just a minute. This is my scenario, not yours. You didn't bring it home, you hid it. You moved it from one location to another. You following my scenario? They brought it back and put it in your driveway, right?
Correct. Okay. No, they did not bring it back and put it in the driveway.
Pay attention. I said I am making up a scenario for Miss Zammit.
Right.
That the boys found a car in the same area, right here. That the car was faded. Its seat was wiggly. You had to use a screwdriver to start it, but they brought it home because the boys wanted to make a project out of fixing up this car. Are you getting me, Miss Zammit?
Yes.
Would the first thing that you do call the police and say, I want to know if this car is registered to anybody?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They didn't do that.
The boys actually have their own off-road vehicles.
I don't care what they have. They didn't do it. If they had called to find out if this car was titled, your sons would have found out that there was a name attached to this ATV. They chose not to do that. They chose to take the ATV and move it from one location to another. That's called larceny. The day you found this vehicle, was that the day you told your mother about it?
No, we told
No.
her
The answer is no. When did you tell your mother about it?
after he came to our house.
Right. When did you tell your mother that you took it and moved it?
When he came to his house, we got a phone call.
Same time.
Right. Where is this ATV now?
It's in my neighbor's yard, just trashed.
It's in your neighbor's yard, just
Yeah.
trashed. Okay.
I got a
Yeah,
picture.
just a second. Just a second. Stop getting hysterical. It's an ATV. Don't get hysterical. It's not, you're well, you know, you don't have a life-threatening illness.
That's
Don't
why,
get-
not why I'm
just,
here.
Just a second. Put your hand down. You have to accept responsibility for what you do. Your sons just bought an ATV, and they bought it for what he paid for it, which was $1,250. Not for what he wants for it, which is $2,650.
That's the cost of the repairs, Your Honor.
Listen to me. Buy another one. They just bought this one for $1,250, and they can fix it up to their heart's content. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just aggravated that their parents didn't take responsibility to correct them.
I think it was an honest mistake. We didn't know that he owned it.
They're not remorseful. It's sickening.
I'll just leave other people's properties alone.
I don't think they got the message loud and clear.
The boys are very clear now that if something's in question, don't touch.
Don't touch.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Robinson versus Hill. Step forward, please.
Legal Secretary Carol Robinson is suing her son, Auto Shop District Manager Joseph Hill, for a series of unpaid loans. Joseph says the money was a gift.
Miss Robinson, Mr. Hill is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that while separated from his wife, he accrued a series of loans from you to pay his bills, other expenses, including child support. Your son says that there was never an agreement that the money that you did, in fact, advance him to pay his bills was a loan, that you agreed to help him out, and that you're only angry because he went back to his wife. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
28.
How many years have you been married?
A little over 3 years.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am, one son.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a district manager for an auto mechanic shop
And how long have you been doing that?
for about 3 years.
Now, I want you to tell me about what happened after you and your wife separated.
Well, when we separated, we were both working. We were both working, so there were a little more bills than my income could pay for. My mother was there to help me out.
Just a second. Specifically, I want you to tell me what you did. You separated from your wife. Where did you go?
I stayed in the family home. My wife left.
And when did she leave? What month, what year?
May of this year.
Where did she go?
She went to her grandparents' house.
With your child?
Yes, ma'am.
Leaving you in the house. Now, is this a rental house or is this something?
It's a rental house, yes, ma'am.
And what's the rent?
$850 a month.
And how much were you earning at the time, sir?
I earn about $1,440 every 2 weeks is my gross income.
Now, tell me about this conversation that you had with your mother when she started to help you.
She agreed that she would help me to where
No, tell me about the conversation. Now, I'll decide whether she agreed to help you. Okay, tell me about the conversation.
Well, it came to the point where we were discussing the finances at my house. She had told me that she would help me to take care of my bills, to bring my bills to her, bring her my paychecks every 2 weeks, and she would pay my bills. She did make a loan to me at one point in time for an attorney, which has already been settled and taken care of between me and her.
How much was that?
$2,500.
Is that right?
That is correct.
And he paid you back?
Not yet.
We have a settlement agreement to pay that back.
Settlement agreement from where?
That she wrote up and I signed that I would pay it back over the course of the next however many months at $100 a month.
When did you do that?
Roughly about 3 weeks ago.
Do you have a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. Oh, so she had sued you for this?
Yes, ma'am.
But your lawyer was only $2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? So why did you agree to pay her on $4,425?
There was past issues of finances where she had loaned me money to pay off a probation officer that I also agree that I do owe her.
How much was the probation officer?
$1,900.
Okay. Now tell me about this other money that she says she laid out for you for other bills, and it's clear, you agree, Miss Robinson, am I correct, that he was turning over his paycheck to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were paying the bills?
Yes, ma'am.
You were paying his rent?
Yes, ma'am.
You were paying child support?
Yes, ma'am.
How much child support?
I believe there were 3 payments that I made in the amount of $280 plus a $5 charge for the cashier's check. And there were past due bills that were his and his wife's.
What about the $14.40 he gave you biweekly? What'd you do with that?
It was not $14.40. His net pay is $1,023.07 every other week.
Is that right?
That's roughly.
Okay, so that's $2,000 a month. That's plenty of money to pay his rent. Plenty of money to pay the last 2 payments of child support. Where's that money?
The cell phone bill was quite large every month.
Well, tell me what the cell phone bill was.
There were 3 months that I paid, $419.15.
Just a second. What was one cell phone for? $400 a month?
I'm a district manager. I have 10 stores that I have to stay in touch with on a regular basis throughout the day.
Well, then your company pays for that.
They reimburse a small portion.
Then you take care of that. Then you give that back to your mom. We're paying legitimate expenses for which you do not get reimbursed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you took his paycheck, and you took his paycheck since June?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? Did you tell him each month when he went over what he had given you?
Yes, ma'am. I showed him the check register and how low my funds, my own personal funds, were getting. And he says, don't worry, Mom. He says, I'll pay it all back.
He already owed you $4,400, Miss Robinson. Some of it he owed you for more than a year. How could you legitimately believe that your son was going to pay you back for all this stuff when he hadn't even paid you back money that he owed you for a year and a half? How did you legitimately believe? I'm asking your legitimate expectation that your son was going to have more money to pay you back when he hadn't fulfilled what you claim, and in a settlement, you say were obligations that existed almost 2 years. Come on, let's be real. When did you stop giving your mother your salary check?
Beginning to mid-July.
So that's June and half of July. That's a month and a half, and it is your claim, madam, I'm just curious. It's your claim that in the month and a half you laid out for him, for which you were not reimbursed by his salary checks, $4,313.50. Is that right?
That is correct.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And I don't believe that you had a legitimate expectation in that month and a half that he was going to be able to pay you back if, in fact, you laid that out for him. I don't believe that. I believe that you said, I'll help you out, I'll pay your bills. Give me your salary. I'll try to act as your accountant and make sure that all of these bills are paid and in some organized fashion. Was it your wife who was responsible for paying the bills in your house, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't know how to do that?
Not very good with money.
No, okay. So you gave, instead of giving your wife the money, you gave your mother the money?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you shouldn't have done it, Miss Robinson. He's your son. That's what you're supposed to do. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Holgeier, you and the defendant had a relationship and lived together, according to what I read, for a few months.
Yes.
You became pregnant, had a fight, and you were escorted away by the police. It is your claim that the defendant kept some of your property.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also think that he emotionally disturbed you.
Yes.
You're suing him for money because you were saddened by the fact that you had this baby and he's not sure if it's his and hasn't had any contact with the baby, so you're sad. I don't know if you get money for that, but we'll find out. Mr. Palazzola says that sometime prior to this major fight, when you finally were escorted out by the police, you had destroyed his favorite magazine collection by pouring something on it. Is that right?
She spray painted them and threw them away.
And that since he's remarried, you have embarked on a campaign of harassment for which he wants to be reimbursed. His harassment, he only wants $400 for, so it couldn't be that terrible. Okay, when did you live together? Start and finish.
He signed the lease on, I believe it was May 24th, and I moved out on the 28th of August of 2002.
When did you move in with him? Was that on the 24th of May?
No, I moved in with him about 3 weeks prior to that, at his mother's house.
So the beginning of May?
Yes, ma'am.
August 28th is when the police escorted you out?
Yes.
Okay. What items do you claim you left behind when you were escorted out by the police?
I have a list. Do you want a list?
Is it a very long list?
No, it's not very long.
And this is August 28th of 2002?
Yes.
What took you so long to get to court?
Being a single parent's pretty difficult.
We're talking a year later, madam. What took you so long to get to court?
Well, it took me a while to get all of my things in order.
Look, just show this to the defendant, please. All right, now I've seen what kind of items you're talking about. I'll take the list back, Bird. We're talking about 2 oven mitts, a colander for spaghetti. We're talking about a cutlery tray, a blue-green tumbler, a toilet bowl brush, 4 ice cube trays, 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 washcloths. So let's get to what happened on the 28th of August when you were escorted out.
I found out I was pregnant, and everything just started going downhill after that in the relationship. And he was working major hours at work, working. And one night I asked him if he was cheating on me, and he was like, "You're crazy." And that was the night prior to the 28th. And we got in a big fight that night. The next day, we were fighting all day. Later that night, he was picking me up to throw me out of our apartment when I was 2.5 months pregnant. And
Did you scratch him first?
No, I scratched him to put me down when he was literally picking me up to throw me out of our apartment. And then I went to the store with our roommate, and he called the police, and when we got back, the police were there, and they arrested me.
They arrested you because they saw evidence that you had assaulted him?
That I scratched him, yes. But I also had a bruise on my leg, but they told me that I could talk to the judge about that.
Did you plead guilty to assaulting him?
I pled not guilty, but then whenever I went for my actual court date, they told me that I would get a lesser sentence if I was to plead guilty. So yes, I pled guilty in the end.
When you were escorted out by the police, did you have an opportunity to get your clothes?
No.
When did you come back for your clothes?
I never did because he had gotten a restraining order. So my father and my brother went over there to get my things, and he had already packed them up. And I had a list for him, and they asked him about the other things, and he said that he got rid of them.
This is not a lot of stuff, madam.
It's not a lot of stuff.
This is nonsense stuff. It's ridiculous. Did he ever sue you for the assault?
No.
Call it even. Now let's get to the counterclaim.
Okay.
And let's get there fast.
To start, Your Honor, we had to move out of my mother's house because she made it so difficult. She couldn't keep a job. So therefore, all these items that she's bought pretty much came out of my wallet. Others.
I already took care of that.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about your counterclaim.
Okay.
Pay attention. We're over that.
The night before the police came out, she wanted to fight, and she wanted to do it in front of my roommate, which was out in the living room. That is when I picked her up. There was no picking up the day after. I picked her up, carried her into the room so we could talk because she likes to have a show and she likes to fight in front of people. She can't do it between me and her. So the next day, me and my roommate, we went out, came back. I looked out on the window ledge. A magazine of mine was spray painted, and I asked her, you know, where is everything? And she told me she spray painted them, threw them away. At this point, I was a little upset. The police were called out. They were called out 3 times that day. First 2 times, they
What
just
day
took
are you talking about,
the
sir?
27th of August.
Of August, so the
Yep.
day before.
No, I'm sorry, it was the 28th.
What day did you spray paint his magazines?
I didn't spray paint his
What'd you do to the magazine?
I spray painted one magazine.
And what'd you do with it?
It was on the windowsill.
When? What date?
On the 28th.
Go ahead.
So they had to come out 3 times. The second time is when she really abused me. I had scratches all over my back that turned into a couple of scars. The third time they came out, a female officer came. She seen the scratches. She agreed to arrest her for domestic violence. Now, at this case, all I wanted her to do is just to leave. So that's why I didn't press charges. The state of Michigan is the one that pressed charges on her and put the restraining order.
I want to know what your counterclaim is about.
The due harassment, she found out that I had a girlfriend, and that's when all heck broke loose. She wrote a letter to my corporation.
Did you file? To your corporation?
Yes.
Let me see what she wrote to your corporation.
This was a couple of months after the court case happened. I also...
Shh. You wrote a letter to the defendant's employer. He has an employee living with him, an employee that works in the same store, and you are sure that that's against company policy. You give the employee's name. And then you say that he also has a mother and brother working for him. And I'm not sure that this is company policy or not, but it seems to me that this is unfair treatment to other employees and more favored towards those particular family members. And then you name them. Why in the world would you send this kind of a letter?
That's what I put in there. I didn't say anything
Why
about...
in the world would you send this letter?
I don't know. I guess out of vengeance. I don't
Right.
know.
There was no reason for you to write this letter except to harass him, is that right?
I wasn't harassing him.
Of course you were. Well, who were you harassing? The corporation?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Well, if it is mine, I'm going to fight for custody.
Right now, instead of fighting for custody, why don't you fight to find out if this is your child?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Emily Allgaier says ex-boyfriend Ken Palazzola owes for the return of her belongings. Ken is countersuing, claiming Emily destroyed his magazine collection and slandered him at work.
What else?
I also have the police reports from for damaging my property.
I'm not interested in your magazines, sir.
She wasn't able to contact me, and she called me many times. And as soon as she found out that I was married is when all this took place.
Has she ever taken you to court to establish paternity of this child?
No, the front of the court's really slow. I just have to wait to be contacted by them.
So you did file a lawsuit?
Yes, ma'am. Well, just for child support, yes.
Well, paternity, because he says he wants, I assume you want a blood test.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you file that lawsuit?
In the beginning of May of 2003.
In any event, I'm dismissing your claim because you have no case against him for this property. I do find, however, that this letter was sent maliciously and for no reason. You can't do that. You can't conduct business that way, young lady. I mean, the two of you were foolish enough after knowing each other for a few months and having a tumultuous relationship, you were foolish enough to get pregnant and have a child. That was pretty stupid, right?
Yes.
Now, you understand that if this is your child, is there a strong possibility that that's true?
I honestly, since then, find out she slept with two men while we were together while I was away on business at the time when the baby was conceived.
So you're not sure?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
That's what he heard from someone else, so...
Listen, truth of the matter is, you don't have to wait for the courts to go for a blood test. I assume that you want to know whether this is your child or not. Is that right?
The front of the court?
Shh. I assume that you want to know whether this is your child or not. Is that right?
Yes.
Because if this is your child, times are wasted. You don't want to not have a relationship with your daughter, do you?
No.
So then why don't you make arrangements between the two of you to go and have a blood test?
Contacted the front of the court, and they said it was cheaper to go through them. So
cheaper for who? Cheaper for your daughter?
Cheaper for me.
Cheaper for him, but all the while he's missing out on his daughter's life.
If it is not mine, then I do not care.
But the point is, if it is your child, you don't want another year to go by without her knowing you.
No, but she, also, if it is mine, I'm going to fight for custody because she...
You're fighting for custody. Why don't you fight to find out if this is your child? So the difference is $400?
Yes.
And what's the name of the blood service there?
They sent it to Washington. I didn't bring that information with me.
Well, you're going to get the name of the lab because I think that you really want to know, don't you, whether this is your child or not?
Yes.
And that the sooner that happens, the better off you are. Is that right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, I'm awarding you $400 on your counterclaim, sir, because I believe that she did, in fact, harass you. But the check's going to be made payable to the blood bank. So the two of you and this little baby can go and have blood tested and find out whether or not this is your child. Does that sound reasonable to you?
Yes, ma'am.
That way you can find out. You got it?
I don't need to find out. He does.
No. You need to find out. When you have a child out of wedlock, stupidly, you're living at his mother's house. Did you get thrown out of his mother's house?
No, we didn't. It was my choice to move out.
And what about your house with your parents? Did you get thrown out of there initially?
Technically, not technically.
Not
but
technically. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
And then when I read your complaint, you said he told you he wanted his life complete with a baby, so you got pregnant. This
He
was
didn't
not
say-
this was not an accident.
No, it was not an accident.
Right. This was not an accident. This was an on purpose. Somebody who's 17 years old who has no job, who has no future.
I
who has
had
no
a job. Yes, I had a
Didn't
job.
last long because, according to what I read, your job didn't last long because his mother said you shouldn't work so hard, so you quit your job.
Well, that was my second job.
Do you understand?
Yes, but I didn't
I
sleep with
believe it's
anyone
more
else.
important for you to find out, for him to find out, whether this is his child than for you to get any money. Either of you. I don't understand why you would come in and sue over 2 potholders. Why you would come in and sue him over a spoon, a ladle, a green-blue dish. And you sue her over this letter, which clearly didn't damage your job, right?
Well, it did because I had to take a couple of days off.
I sympathize with you, sir. Listen to me. If, in fact, this is your child, the fact that you have turned away and said, it's not my responsibility, is very unkind to both her and this little girl. So it seems to me a stand-up fellow would say, if this is my child, I want to know. And I want to know now. Not 6 months from now, not 8 months from now, and then have the audacity to say, if it's mine, I'm going to fight for custody, whenever. But by that time, your daughter's 2 years old. She doesn't even know who you are.
Well, in defense of myself, the state did have a restraining order, so I was not able to contact the mother of the baby.
Well, you don't have to contact her. Go to court and file a lawsuit. They'll order a blood test.
Could I please? My mother did send him a certified letter letting him know that I did have the baby.
What difference does it make? If he says he's not sure that the baby is his, what difference does it make?
I don't know, but...
He wants to know. Instead of money for your harassment, he's going to take a test, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Yeah, I had a very, very good collection.
His porno magazines.
I know she's, so...
He hasn't seen his child and she's 5 months old.
I don't think it's mine.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flores versus Etty, step forward, please.
Business owner Wanda Flores is suing the father of her daughter's boyfriend, environmental technician Don Etty, for the value of a car. Wanda claims Don traded in her daughter's vehicle without her permission.
Miss Flores, is this your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your son?
Yes, it is.
Miss Flores, your daughter and the defendant's son have a child together.
Yes.
Your daughter is?
17.
And your son is?
18.
And how old is the child?
4 months.
So they were both underage when this child was conceived.
Yes.
In December of 2002, you claim that you gave your daughter an old car. In January of 2003, Mr. Etty took your daughter, I assume his son, down to a car dealership. Your daughter signed over the title. Mr. Etty purchased a newer car, right?
Yes.
He purchased it in his name, but with the understanding that the kids would be driving it and that your daughter and you would make the payments on the car.
Yes.
Then something happened and his son went to jail. And you claim that despite the fact that you and or your daughter were making payments on the car, Mr. Etty took the car back because it was in his name. And he says it got repossessed by the bank. So far, you following this, this Gone with the Wind?
I got it.
So what you want is the value of the car that you gave your daughter in December of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Etty tells a whole different story, which I'm going to let him get to. When you gave your daughter this car in 2002 in December, what date in December was it?
It was like a week before Christmas.
And where did you get the car from?
I've had it for years.
Was it running?
Yes. We just put a new front end on it. We really did a lot of work to it.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Etty about trading in this car?
No, I didn't.
Did you give your daughter the title to the car?
No, I went, as soon as they got the car, they called me and asked me if I'd come and sign the title over.
Now I understand. So you gave them a gift, but there was an understanding with Mr. Etty that they were going to use that car as a trade-in.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was the agreement as far as payment?
The car was supposed to be put in their name. I know right now they couldn't put it in their name
That's
because
right.
they're teenagers.
Correct.
But William turns 18 in August.
At the time, they couldn't put the car in their name.
Yeah.
And they probably wouldn't give him a loan anyway.
Exactly.
So he put it in his name.
Yes.
What was the arrangement as far as payment was my question.
I was going to pay the payments with Michelle, and the car was supposed to be after they got old enough to put it back in their name.
Right. January, February, when was the car repossessed?
I don't know.
What month, Mr. Reddy?
It was last month.
Why?
Because of default on payment.
How many payments were missed?
One.
Which payment?
April's
April.
payment, yes. Your Honor, was due on the 8th of every month.
And there was no payment made in April?
No.
And that's why you took the car back?
Yes, ma'am.
So you would agree that if she can prove to me that she made April's payment, you're in trouble, right?
Yes.
Show me.
I don't have any proof. I really don't.
So what am I supposed to do?
I think they deserve a car for their new baby.
Well, Miss Flores, that's nice. There used to be a program, called The Millionaire. You wait for John Bears for Tipton to come knock at your door and give you $1 million, and then you go and buy whatever you like. You had an agreement. You had an agreement with Mr. Eddy. Your agreement was that you would make the payments on this loan every month. He says that he repossessed the car because you did not make April's payment that was due April 8th, and he repossessed the car in May. And then it got repossessed by the bank because he couldn't make the payments either. My question to you is very simple. Show me you made April's payment, and then you have a case. You tell me I can't. And I say, so what do you want from me? And you say, I think they deserve to have a car. So maybe you can convince Bird to buy him a car.
Your Honor.
If you breached your contract with Mr. Eddy, you're not
I didn't have no contract with him.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You just testified under oath that you did. You don't understand, Miss Flores. You testified under oath that you had a contract, a verbal contract with him, that you would make the payments on this car.
No, I had a verbal contract with my daughter.
You can't.
Why?
She's 17. She can't make a contract. Only he can make a contract. And you testified that you had a contract. The contract was with him, that the payments would be made, and April's payment wasn't made. He had an absolute right to take back the car. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step on the calendar in the matter of Norrie versus Hathaway. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
All right, Miss Norrie, you owned a car.
Yes, I did.
Do you still own it?
No, I don't.
You allowed your boyfriend to drive the car.
Yes, I did.
Your boyfriend's name is Shane.
Yes.
According to what I've read here. And this would be Shane.
Yes, Your Honor.
Shane and the defendant went for a ride. The defendant somehow, after Shane went to sleep or whatever, went to a party and he wasn't in the shape to go home, the defendant decided to take the car, according to you, without Shane's permission and drive home.
Yes, Your Honor.
He wrecked the car.
Yes, he did.
And you want him to pay for the car.
Yes, I do.
Mr. Hathaway says, it's not my fault.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Mr. Hathaway is going to explain, not only to me, but he is going to explain to Officer Petrie Hawkins-Bird how someone who was the sole driver of a car, who wrecked it, can establish to our satisfaction that it was somebody else's fault.
Okay.
Okay? Is that fair?
That's fair, Your Honor.
Very good. Step up here, Shane. Now, you borrowed the plaintiff's car when?
January 16th.
And what did you borrow the car for?
To go to Bridgewater State College. We went up there to visit a friend.
Did you have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Did you?
Oh, did
On
I?
January 16th, 2003, have a driver's license?
No, I didn't.
How did you expect to drive her car without a driver's license, Shane?
Ben was driving the car there to the college. And then...
When you borrowed the car from your girlfriend, did you tell her that Mr. Hathaway was going to be driving the car?
No, I did not tell her that.
Were you going to be back that evening?
No, the next morning.
Who did you tell her was going to be driving the car?
Actually, I didn't tell her anything. She just knew Ben was going to be driving the car.
Is that right?
Yes, I knew he didn't have a license.
So you knew that Ben was going to be the driver?
Yes, I did.
All interesting things that they left out of the complaint, by the way. So you gave permission for Ben to drive your car with Shane as the passenger?
Yes, I did.
So what happened, Shane?
Well, we both went to Bridgewater State College that night. We went to a party. We were drinking and stuff like that. And he asked me, he goes, can I use your car? And I said, no way. And then he took my keys and he took off with my car, and I ran out to get him, but he took off right in front of me in the parking lot. And then I waited in the parking lot thinking he was joking around. But 20 minutes later, he never came back.
Where did he say he wanted to go with the car?
To go pick up my friend Rob?
I mean, you asked that with a question in your voice.
To pick up my friend Rob.
This is not sounding true to me, Shane.
He said he
Bird,
wanted...
you see Bird is shaking his head?
Yeah.
You see Bird is shaking his head? We together are like a truth machine.
Okay.
You know what happens when somebody is piddling on my leg? The hairs on the back of my neck start to stand up. So I can always tell when someone is making it up as they're going.
Okay.
Because the hair on the back of my neck goes up, and I'm watching the hair on the back of his neck.
All right.
Do you understand, Shane? So we're going to start again.
Okay.
You're at a party.
Yes.
Doing some drinking.
Yes.
And
we come back to the dorm room where we were going to sleep at.
And you fell asleep.
No, I didn't fall asleep.
Did you get into bed?
No.
Did you fall into bed?
No.
You were standing at the window.
No, we were in the room just talking and stuff like that. Okay? And then he took my keys and he started going down the stairs. He said he was going to leave, and I chased him, and he went inside my car. And then I was like, Ben, get out of my car. And he took off right in front of me.
So what was going to pick up a friend, Rob?
He promised my friend Rob, who lives in Providence College, I don't know, an hour away or something like that. He promised he was going to go get him that night because he talked to him.
But he didn't say anything to you about going to pick up Rob
Yes,
when
he
he took
did.
the keys.
He said, I want to go pick up Rob, and I said, no.
Let's have it.
All right. Well, Your Honor, I was asked to drive the car.
Jack Nicholson did that. You remember when Jack Nicholson did that? I loved when he did that.
All right. Eye contact. Well, I was asked to drive the car, so we went up there like was said before. The plan was for us to come home that night. So we went out, we went to a party, and when it was time to go home, that wasn't the case anymore. He didn't want to go home, and then I started arguing with him saying, you know, I was the one who drove up here, and right now I'm the one who's driving the car, and you promised me I could go home, therefore
I'm going home.
I want to go home. And when that didn't come to an agreement, I said, you know what, I am going home. And I jumped in the car, and he said, come on, man, I don't want to leave. Let's stay here. It's the better thing to do. It's late. I said, no, I want to go home. And so I jumped in the car.
Had you been drinking, Mr. Hathaway?
I had been drinking earlier that night, and by the time it was time to go, I felt that I was sober enough to drive the car home.
Not sober enough, evidently, Mr. Hathaway. Because what happened on the way home, sir?
Well, that's also because, Your Honor, not only was it late at night, but as you can see, it was in January, and snow was covering on the ground, and therefore I made it slippery while driving. And
whose fault is that? God's fault? The weatherman's fault?
I guess so, Your Honor.
Yes. Why don't you tell me how the accident happened, Mr. Hathaway?
Well, I was driving along, and I was coming home down Route 1. Sorry, eye contact. All right, I was coming down Route 1, and I was on the side of the road, and I just hit an ice patch, hit, black ice, whatever it may have been, and slid off into the guardrail, and the car crashed. I got it to drive a little bit farther down the road so I could make it to somewhere where I could stop and park, and then I called my mother, and she came and picked me up at the location that I was at.
Maybe that's why he wanted to stay over, because you both had a little something to drink. The weather was bad, it was snowy, it was slippery, it was icy. So that was better judgment, right, Mr. Hathaway?
Well, that was his judgment, but the judgment...
Evidently better judgment because you wrecked the car.
Yeah, but I don't believe that was the reason for the wrecking
Well,
of the
then
car.
tell me what you think the reason was, sir. You just told me it was January and it was slippery and sliding
and
outside.
that's what I'm saying. There was ice on the ground, and that's what caused the crash. It had nothing to do with me being drunk or anything like that.
You love it, huh? What? You love it?
Too much.
Mr. Hathaway, do you know why Officer Petrie Hawkins-Byrd is laughing? And he usually doesn't do that. He usually doesn't have as good a time as he's having right now. He's laughing because you sound like a fool.
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You thought that your judgment was sufficiently intact to make the drive home.
Exactly.
The proof of the pudding, sir, is in the tasting. You totaled her car.
And later today,
I agreed to pay off her car for a Christmas present.
If you went and sold the car afterwards, what kind of Christmas present was that?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melissa Norrie claims her boyfriend's former friend, Ben Hathaway, stole her car and wrecked it. Ben claims Melissa loaned him the car.
Now, what kind of car was this, Miss Norrie?
It was a Saab, 1992.
And it was totaled?
Yes, it was. I have the paper stating it was totaled, and I have how much it's worth, and I also have the pictures.
Pictures?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what the Blue Book value of the car is. It's 4-cylinder?
Yes.
4-cylinder is worth $1,750. Your car had 300,000 miles on it.
Yes, or 280 something.
All right. Mr. Hathaway,
Yes, Your Honor.
you exercised poor judgment, sir. You drove the car. You had an accident. You had an accident. You had been drinking. You were told by the person who really had borrowed the car, even though you were driving, that they didn't want you to drive home. So at that point, you shouldn't have driven home. You did drive home. You had an accident. It's your fault. You have to compensate the plaintiff for that. Do you understand?
Somewhat, Your Honor. I just don't get that there was an agreement to drive home, and you're already saying that I was under the influence, and I had said
I didn't say you were under the influence, sir. I said that you had been drinking earlier that evening.
Exactly.
And you said that by the time you were ready to go home, you thought
Correct.
that your judgment was sufficiently intact to make the drive home.
Exactly.
The proof of the pudding, sir, is in the tasting. You totaled her car. Who's responsible? Her?
I guess no. I don't know.
I
Nobody.
guess not. No, not nobody. Not nobody. Somebody is responsible. And since you were the one who was driving, and you were the one who elected to drive in bad weather on an evening when you had been partying, you are responsible. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He apologized a few times, and he said that he was going to go through his insurance company and he was going to pay us right away.
It was tough to do that, and I apologized, and I wanted to take care of it in the best way I could.
It's not something you should do to your friend, really. You know what I mean? I told him not to take it, and he took it.
It was kind of tough, but I mean, it's hard to, to lose a friend after that long of a time.
I think he got what he deserved.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Weber versus Lamont. Step forward, please.
Contractor Jason Weber is suing his ex-girlfriend, Kathleen Lamont, for an unpaid loan for a truck.
Mr. Weber, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time. I think I read something about 3 years. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
According to your complaint, when you broke up, which was recently, when was that?
It was in March of '03.
The defendant took with her a truck that is both titled and registered in her name. You claim purchased by you. The loan for the truck is in your name, and you want the money back.
Right.
Miss Lamont says that this was not a loan. Miss Lamont says this was a gift from you to her. You were living together. She came into the relationship with another car, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You sold that car, got her another car, then sold that car, and then bought this truck, and there was never any talk about payment by her. You're only seeking payment now because you're no longer together. That's your defense.
Yes,
is that
ma'am.
right? So I'd like you to tell me first who these people are. Who is this person?
This is my sister.
She a witness for you?
Yes.
A witness who will say what?
That Kathy stated to her that I was getting a loan for her for the truck.
And who are these people?
My son and my boyfriend, Scott.
Do they have any information with regard to this case, or are they just here for moral support?
It depends on how it goes, actually. My son has been present during most everything that's happened.
I'm not interested in most everything. I'm only interested in the truck. I have a very limited focus.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Weber. When the defendant and you first began to live together, what kind of a car did she have?
She had a '97 Dodge Stratus.
And what happened to that car?
At her request, I sold it.
To whom?
A friend of mine.
And how much did you get for it?
$3,500.
And what did you do with the $3,500?
Well, he's still paying me for it. I agreed to let him give me monthly payments on it.
And then what did you use for transportation, Mr. Weber?
She was driving my car, which was a '94 Ford Probe GT.
And what happened to that car?
At her request, I sold that one also.
Okay, well, that was your car to sell.
Right.
And then what was she driving?
We purchased a '99 Toyota Tacoma 4x4 pickup.
When you say we purchased, what does that mean?
I financed it, and she agreed to pay the payment. As you'll see, I took the $4,000 right off the top of the money that was owed on the truck, on top of the payments that she made on the truck.
Explain that to me.
I agreed to give her or pay off her car for a Christmas present, which was $4,000.
Pay off her car. Which car?
The '97 Dodge Stratus. I paid
You mean
for the
when
Dodge
you
Stratus.
sold that to your friends, she had money owing on that?
No. Yes, she had money owing on it, but I had paid it off. So it was free and clear when I sold it.
How much did she owe on it?
$4,000.
Is that right?
Yes, and he paid it off for my Christmas present that year.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay. Then you went and sold the car.
Yeah. She didn't want it. She wanted the 94
But then
Ford Probe.
listen to me. If you went and sold the car afterwards, what kind of Christmas present was that?
A bad one. She got another car to replace it.
No, you said you gave her your car to drive.
I did.
You didn't give her another car. The other car, I assume, was in your
She
name.
got her $4,000 back with the 97 or 99 Toyota truck.
Mr. Weber, either you make a present or you don't, sir. If you say you made her a Christmas present in 2002, when you buy the truck, you don't make her another present
Right.
by deducting it. You made her a present. It was a gift. Goodbye. It's over. And what I don't understand is if you're a couple living together, I don't understand you saying, well, I'm going to buy a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say, we purchased a truck. What were you driving at the time?
I had a pickup of my own.
Okay. So you bought this 1999 pickup. How many years ago?
It was last year.
Give me the date.
It was October of '02.
And in October of 2002, what were you doing for a living?
Me? I was working at a Chevron as a cashier and going to school full-time.
And what kind of work were you doing?
I'm a contractor.
Now, from October 2002 until when you broke up, which is in what month?
March '03.
Who made the payments for the truck?
She did.
Is that right?
I made 5 payments on the truck, yes, from November to March.
Well, then that sounds to me as if there may have been an agreement for you to make the payments on the truck, Miss Lamont.
I agreed to help him out financially because he said he was having some problems, and I was only going to work until I was losing my job after March because I was starting an internship for school. So
There
we
are a
knew
lot of
I was
other
only...
ways, Miss Lamont, that you could have helped him out financially. Making the truck payment was not...
It wasn't a truck payment. It was a personal loan payment that he had. I have the title to the truck. I never knew there was going to be a loan on the truck in the first place. There wasn't supposed to be one.
Miss Lamont, how much were you paying towards this loan each month?
I paid $200 a month from November to March until I didn't have a job anymore.
Payment?
$200.
Then you knew there was a loan payment. Mr. Weber, how much is owed on the truck?
$5,100.
Now, problem is she hasn't made any payments. Is that correct?
Correct.
Since when?
Since March was her last payment.
Have you made the payments?
Yes, I have.
In what amount?
$200 a month.
April, May, June. $600?
Correct.
You owe, at this point, $600. As a matter of fact, we're close enough to the time where you're going to owe him $800. But you are not entitled, pursuant to your contract with the defendant, to get an upfront amount of $5,100. You understand that?
No.
You didn't have an agreement for her to pay you $5,100. You had an agreement for her to pay you the loan. And there was not an acceleration clause that said that if she failed to make 1 or 2 payments, then the entire sum would be due and owing. Unless you have that agreement, I'll be more than happy to look at it.
That's all I'm asking for is for her to pay the payment.
Well, she's going to have to make the payments. Right now, she owes you what you've paid, which is $800.
That works for me.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $800. Thank you very much.
Parties
Madam,
excused.
I strongly urge you to get this loan in your own name, or perhaps your current boyfriend can help you out with a loan. Thank you. Because he's going to bring you back to court every few months for money. You got it?